A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
That's right, folks. C for comedy, A for Abbott, M for Maxwell, E for Ennis, L for Lou Costello. Put them all together and they spell Camel. Experience is the best teacher. Try a Camel. Let your own experience tell you why more people are smoking Camels than ever before. And draw up a chair for tonight's Camel Show starring Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
Costello, come here. Costello, will you come over here, please? Will you listen to me? What are you writing on that pad?
Hey, Abbott.
What are you writing on that pad?
I'm just making out a list of girls I'm going to kiss next week. Here's who I got picked out. Lizzie Schwartz, Maggie Mugglemeyer, Tessie Tinfoil, Lana Turner.
Now, wait a minute. Lana Turner wouldn't kiss you.
Oh, no?
Oh, no.
Then I'll scratch it off my list.
I love you. You dummy, always thinking of girls. Girls, girls, girls. Now, great men don't waste their time on girls. Where do you suppose Benjamin Franklin would have been if he'd have thought of girls all of the time?
In the front row at Earl Carroll's?
No. Costello, I've been telling you for the past 3 weeks. You've got to quit chasing girls and get yourself a job. Look how sloppy you are. Look at your socks.
I can't help my socks, Abbott. It's those new Hickok plastic garters.
What's the matter with them?
Your socks stay up, but your legs fall down. Luke Costello. Here, boy.
Right away, Paso.
I'm looking for Luke Costello.
Boy, he is Luke Costello.
The famous Luke Costello. The one and only Luke Costello.
Yes.
That's me. Gee, I listen to you on the radio every Thursday night. You break me up when you say, how do you do?
Wait a minute.
That ain't me. That's the Mad Russian. You're saying? Who's going to take this telegram?
I'll take it.
It's collect. $14.
He'll take it. Don't give it to me. Here, boy. Hey, Costello. This telegram is from Joe DiMaggio. Listen to this. Dear Lou, as you know, I am recovering from a foot operation. I would appreciate you taking my place. Appreciate you taking my place on the New York Yankees until I recover. Please report to the Yankee Stadium immediately. Signed, Joe DiMaggio.
Abbott.
Hey, that's wonderful.
That's the news I've been waiting for. I'm going to be a big league ball player.
Yes.
DiMaggio probably heard about my playing with the Cucamonga Wildcats last year.
You a ball player? I don't believe it, Costello. You know nothing about ball.
Oh, no, I eat baseball. I live baseball. All night when I'm asleep, I dream about baseball.
Don't you ever dream about girls?
What, and Miss might turn up at bat?
Oh! What's the matter with you?
Yes. And another thing, Abbott. What page are you on?
Never mind what page you're on.
And another thing, Abbott. Not only that, in Paterson, New Jersey, I worked out with a baseball team. I used to stay out till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Why did you stay out till 4 o'clock in the morning?
This was a girls' baseball team.
Costello, if you're going to play with the New York Yankees, you really have to know something about big league baseball, Lou.
I know all about baseball.
All right, suppose there's a left-handed pitcher pitching. What do?
I put in a right-handed batter.
Now, suppose there's a right-handed pitcher pitching.
I put in a left-handed batter.
But now I trick you. I take out the right-handed pitcher and put in a left-handed pitcher.
Then I double-cross you. I take out my left-handed batter and put in a right-handed batter.
Now, wait a minute. Where are you getting all those right-handed batters?
The same place where you're getting all those left-handed pitchers.
Oh.
Hello, Bud. Hello, Louis, honey.
It's Marilyn Maxwell.
Hello, Marilyn. I've got great news. I'm going to play ball with the New York Yankees. I'm taking you along as a pitcher.
Oh, now, Costello, Marilyn Maxwell can't pitch.
Oh, no? You should see all the guys she struck out that were trying to get to first base. This kid has got some nice curves.
Oh, Louis, you're so sweet. But I do hope you be careful. You know big league baseball is a very dangerous game.
Oh, what's dangerous about baseball, Marilyn?
Well, I read in the paper this morning that in the opening game in Boston, 5 players died on base.
Marilyn, you don't seem to know much about baseball. Let me show you how to play indoor baseball. First, I put my left arm around your waist. Then I snuggle my head on your shoulder like this. Then I press my cheek against your cheek.
Oh, wait a minute, Costello. That's not the way to play indoor baseball.
How do you like that? Every season, new rules.
Well, goodbye and good luck, Louis. I just know you'll become famous with those New York Yankees.
Marilyn's right,
Thank you,
Costello.
dear.
This is your chance to become famous. Now, you've got a good job as a baseball player, and you might find your proper niche in life.
Yes, I might. I mean, after all, if I find my... What will I find?
A niche. You'll find your niche.
Abbott, when I find an itch, I scratch it.
No. What in the world are you talking about?
An itch? I once had the 7-year itch.
What happened?
I scratched real fast and got rid of it in 3.5 years.
I'm not talking about that kind of an itch. I mean an itch in life. An itch in life is what everyone is looking for. Anyone who is successful has found a niche.
Well, if that's the case, I know an Airedale that is doing very well.
Listen to me, Costello. When I say an itch, I don't mean an itch like you have when you have an itch. I mean an itch like you have when you have a notch.
Oh, you don't mean an itch like an itch when you have an itch. You mean an itch like you have when you have a notch.
Now you've got it.
Now I've got it. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Costello, why do you mash everything up like that? You're the most mixed-up man I ever saw.
Well, maybe it's because I fell on my mother's mix master this morning. She had it set for mashed potatoes. Oh, mother.
I know that, you idiot. All I'm trying to tell you is that a niche is a notch. Catch?
Notch.
All right. Now you know that a niche is a notch. You know that both of them are the same.
Yes.
Now, I could have a notch and you could have a niche.
Yes, niche to me and notch to you.
I'm only trying to impress you the importance of being a big league ball player and having a good income. Did you ever draw a nice big fat salary?
No, I never drew a fat celery, but I once sketched a skinny tomato.
No. So when I say draw, I don't mean draw like you draw when you draw. I mean draw like you draw when you draw a salary.
Abbott, let me smell your breath. Mm-hmm. Just as I thought. You've drawn one too many already.
Listen to me, please. When I say you draw a salary, I mean you draw money.
Now he's got me drawing money. Wait till the FBI finds out about this. I'll probably draw 20 years in a clink. And they don't feed you any celery in there either.
Costello, when I say you draw money, I mean you draw like you draw money to spend it. Not like when you draw on an easel.
That's what I always say. With money, it's easel come, easel go.
Everybody draws money. I draw money. I've been drawing money for years. My brother draws money. He's been drawing money for years.
You draw, and your brother draws?
Certainly.
Just as I thought. You and your brother are an old pair of drawers.
Experience is the best teacher.
It happened shortly after the end of the war. 2 cigarettes glow in the dusk on the veranda of a country house as a man and woman are chatting. The woman remarks,
Robert, you've changed your cigarette brand. This is a Camel. I can tell without even looking.
Yes, I have changed my brand. You know how we smoked whatever cigarettes we could get during the war?
Don't I?
Yes, I must have tried all the brands during that shortage. That's when I found I liked Camel's best.
And weren't you right?
Yes, experience is the best teacher. During the wartime shortage, people smoked whatever cigarettes they could get. It was this experience that taught millions the differences in cigarette quality. As smokers tried cigarette after cigarette on their T-zones, that's T for taste and T for throat, it was Camel's rich, full flavor and cool mildness that stood out from all the others. The result?
Today, more people smoke Camels than ever before.
Experience is the best teacher. Try a Camel. And while you light up a Camel, here's Skinny Ennis with Linda.
When I go to sleep, I never count sheep. I count all the charms about Linda. Lately it seems all of my dreams, I walk with my arms about Linda. But what good does it do me? For Linda doesn't know I exist. Can't help feeling gloomy. Think of all the loving I've missed. We pass on the street, my heart skips a beat. I say to myself, hello, Linda. If only she'd smile, I'd stop her a while, and then I would get to know Linda. but miracles still happen. And when my lucky star begins to shine, with one lucky break, I'll make Linda mine. On the street, my heart skips a beat. I say to myself, hello, Linda. If only she'd smile, I'd stop her a while, and then I would get to know Linda. But miracles still happen, and when my lucky star begins to shine, with one lucky break, I'll make Linda mine.
Be a big league ball player, you've got to get yourself in shape. Now, from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., you lift weights. From 9 to 10, deep knee bends. 10 to 11, skip rope. 11 to 12, run 5 miles.
12 to 1, I'll never make it.
Hey, look. You idiot, you'll never be a ball player. Staying up late and going to nightclubs, eating rich food, running around with beautiful girls. Do you know what can happen to you?
Yes, I can become manager of the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Costello, I don't even know why DiMaggio picked you. You don't even know how to swing a bat.
I know all about swinging bats. When I was a kid, my father used to hit me with a baseball bat. My brother used to hit me with a baseball bat. My Uncle Artie Stebbins used to hit me with a baseball bat. And my mother used to hit me with a tennis racket.
With a tennis racket?
Yes, she didn't like baseball.
Well, it's Skinny Ennis.
Hey, Costello, I heard about you taking Joe DiMaggio's place for the New York Yankees.
That's right.
You know, I used to pitch for the Hollywood Stars. And boy, I'll never forget my last game. There were 5 men on base.
No, wait. 5 men on base. Now, that's impossible.
Did you ever see the Hollywood Stars play?
Ennis, I've seen the Hollywood Stars, and I don't remember you.
Oh, I've changed a lot since then. I had the biggest buck teeth you ever saw. I was the only man on the team that could slide into second base and spike you from either end. Well, so long, Fatso.
So long, Skinny. So long. Hey, you know that Skinny would make an ugly skeleton?
All right. Don't waste time with him. Now, you've got to get ready for the opening game.
Yes, I think we're going to play the Cleveland Indians.
Cleveland Indians, eh?
Uh-huh.
Feller pitching?
Certainly there's a feller pitching. What do you think they'd use, a girl?
Oh, I know they don't use a girl. I said feller pitching.
What feller?
Feller with the Cleveland Indians.
Look, Abbott, there's 9 guys on the Cleveland team. Now, which feller are you talking about?
Feller that pitches. There is only one feller with Cleveland.
You mean 9 Yankees are going to play against one feller?
That's right.
You mean there's no fellers in the outfield?
No.
And there's no fellers in the infield?
No, Cleveland only has one feller.
Well, this fella must be pretty good if he don't need any other players but himself.
Look, all the players will be out there helping him.
You just said there was only one feller on the team.
That's right.
Then where did all them other fellers come from?
Oh, you idiot. When I say there's only one feller on the team, I mean there is only one feller that pitches.
Well, Abbott, when the manager of the team wants this pitcher, what does he call him?
Feller.
You mean he just hollers, "Hey, feller!" And this guy knows that they mean him?
That's right. His name is Feller, Bob Feller. And when I say there is only one feller on the team that pitches, that's it. And the feller that pitches is Feller. There's only the other fellers on the team, but there's only one feller.
Boy, are you mixed up. Oh, you mean the feller that pitches is feller. And there's other fellas on the team, but they're not fellas?
Now you grasp it.
Yes, I grasp it, but it keeps slipping out of my hand.
Let's go into this sporting goods store and get your baseball equipment. I want you to look right for the opening game. Now, go ahead and ask that lady there where they keep the baseball uniform.
Pardon me, miss.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Abbott.
Hello.
And Mr. Costello.
Hello.
You fat little mon, you.
What are you doing in the sporting goods store, miss?
Oh, I just stopped in to get a gift for my nephew. I'm buying him a ball.
Ball?
Abbott, you know what a bar's ball is. That's what the poocher throws to the coocher. And the booter tries to boot a home run.
My nephew is just a lotto troll, but his ambition is to be a Brooklyn Dozier catcher.
Well, if he's only a little guy, why don't he join the Deep Truth Tougers and be a short stoop?
Well, I must be going. As we say in Chinese, eat your gooey hot gooey on to you.
And a dish of gooey chop suey and a push for you, too. Hey, look, that fella. Take care of some sales for now.
Good morning, boys. As Johnny Weissfellow said to Buster Crab, what dive did you come out of?
Well, my friend and I are here to get some baseball equipment. I'd like to see a baseball uniform that would fit Costello.
So would I. Look, as Adam said to Eve, quit ribbing me. However, I'll do the best I can. We'll start with the spiked shoes. What size do you wear?
8.
Oh, let me see. I've only got one pair left, and they're size 5. Maybe you can squeeze into them, Costello. Go ahead and try.
Okay.
What do you know? Open-toed baseball shoes. Now for the uniform. My, you're certainly a pudgy little rascal, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you overweight?
I'm about 120 pounds overweight, but I'm going back to my normal weight.
Yes, what's normal?
60 pounds overweight.
Costello, you should really go on a diet. Yeah, of course you know what a diet is, don't you?
Oh, sure. That's where you can eat all you want of everything you don't like.
Young man, if you really want to reduce, why don't you exercise with a couple of dumbbells?
Okay, I'm ready whenever you and Abbott are.
All right. Now, we've got to get your baseball equipment. Mister, do you have any bats?
Oh, certainly. Here's a fine bat. Autographed by Slaughter of the Cardinals. This bat was made for Slaughter.
Ain't you got one that was made for baseball?
When he says Slaughter, he means Slaughter, the baseball player.
Slaughter, the baseball player? With that bet, you could slaughter anybody.
No, Costello. I'm talking about Slaughter. Everybody knows Slaughter. He knows Slaughter.
Well, maybe he knows Slaughter, but I don't know him.
You idiot. Everybody knows Slaughter, the baseball player. Slaughter is the man's last name.
What's his first name?
He knows.
Now, there's a clever guy. He knows his first name.
Oh, forget about the bat. Look, mister, do you have a baseball cap that will fit Costello's head?
What size pencil sharpener does he wear? Oh, a baseball cap. Oh, yes, here's a dandy. This is the kind fella wears.
What fella?
The fella with the Cleveland Indians.
There's 9 players with the Cleveland Indians. Which fella are you talking about?
Oh, young man, when I say fella with the Cleveland Indians, I am only referring to one fella. The fellow that pitches with the Cleveland Indians.
When you say the fellow with the Cleveland Indians, you're only referring to one fella. The fellow that pitches for the Cleveland Indians.
Yes. As Orville said to Wilbur, you're right.
How do you like that? Now they're doing our routines in sporting goods stores.
Oh, forget about him, Costello. Hey, wait a minute. I've got an idea. Mrs. Wetwash's late husband used to be a big league ball player. Now, he was a home run king, in other words. Now, maybe she'll give you one of his bats for good luck. Let's go over to her house and ask her.
Oh, okay. I'll go right over now, huh? You're right, Abbott. As John Adams said to Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. How do you like that? I forgot what John Adams said to Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Well, good morning, Mrs. Wetwash.
Oh, hello, Mr. Abbott. Oh, my. You know you ought to muzzle that St. Bernard dog. Oh, pardon me. It's Costello. Tell me,
Mrs. Wetwash, I wish you hadn't have said that. I was just telling Abbott your face reminds me of a rose.
Oh, really? An American Beauty rose?
No, a rhinoceros.
Costello, Mrs. Wetwash, Costello's leaving for New York to join Joe DiMaggio's place. Take Joe's place. Isn't that wonderful? He's going to play with the Yanks.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Yes?
What do those big Yanks want with a little jerk like him?
Mrs. Wetwash, that was an insult. I'll have you know that beautiful women find me irresistible.
I don't find you irresistible.
And I don't find you beautiful.
Quiet, Costello. Ask her for those baseball bats her husband left her.
Okay. Mrs. Wetwash, I understand when your husband was alive, he had a lot of old bats.
That's a lie. He never went out with anybody but me.
Mr. Whitwash. Costello means your husband's baseball bats. You see, he thought you might give him one of them.
Yes, that's right, Mrs. Whitwash. You see, I need a good bat.
Oh, you need a good bat. I'll be glad to help you out.
Can I have the bat right now?
Right now.
Presents lovely Marilyn Maxwell for Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, producers of The Sea of Grass. For Camel fans everywhere and in honor of New Orleans Jazz Week, Marilyn sings for the first time on the air the title song of the picture, New Orleans.
Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans and miss it each night and day? I know I'm not wrong, the feeling's getting stronger the longer I stay away. It's the moss-covered vines, the tall sugar pines, where mockingbirds used to sing. And I'd like to see the lazy Mississippi hurrying into spring. The moonlight on the bayou, a Creole tune that fills the air. I dream about magnolias in June, and soon I'm wishing that I were there. Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans when that's where you left your heart? And there's something more. I miss the one I care for more than I miss New Orleans. More than I miss New
According to a recent nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
3 leading independent research organizations asked this question of 113,597 doctors. What cigarette do you smoke, doctor? The brand named most was Camel. Now, you probably enjoy rich, full flavor and cool mildness in a cigarette just as much as doctors do. And that's why, if you're not a Camel smoker now, try a Camel on your T-zone. That's T for taste and T for throat. Your true proving ground for any cigarette. See if Camel's rich flavor of superbly blended choice tobaccos isn't extra delightful to your taste. See if Camel's cool mildness isn't in harmony with your throat. See if you, too, don't say, Camels suit my T-zone to a T.
Well, Costello, I'm going to New York with you. You know, Bucky Harris, the Yanks manager, gave me a job as coach for as long as you're on the team.
Look, Abbott, if you're the coach, you must know all the players.
I certainly do.
Well, you know, I never met the guys, so you'll have to tell me their names, and then I'll know who's playing on the team.
Oh, I'll tell you their names, but you know, strange it may seem, they give these ball players nowadays very peculiar names.
You mean funny names?
Strange names, pet names, like Dizzy Dean and...
His brother Daffy.
Daffy Dean.
And their French cousin.
French?
Gouffet.
Gouffet Dean, oh, I see. Well, let's see, we have on the bags, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
That's what I want to find out.
I say, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Are you the manager?
Yes.
You're going to be the coach, too?
Yes.
And you know the fellow's name?
Well, I should.
Well, then who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
The guy playing
Who
first.
is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
That's it.
That's who?
Yes.
Look, you got a first baseman.
Certainly.
Who's playing first?
That's right.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it.
All I'm trying to find out is the fellow's name on first base.
Who?
The guy that gets the money.
That's it.
Who gets the money on
He
first
does, every dollar. Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes. What's wrong with that?
Look, all I want to know is when you sign up the first baseman, how does he sign his name to the
Who?
contract? The guy.
Who?
How does he sign his
That's
name?
how he signs it.
Who?
Yes.
All I'm trying to find out is what's the guy's name on first base?
No, what is on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
One base at a time.
Well, don't change the plate.
I'm not changing nobody.
Take it easy, buddy.
I'm only asking you, who's the guy on first base?
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
What's the guy's name on first base?
No, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
Oh, he's on third. We're not talking about him. Now, listen.
How did I get on third base?
Why, you mentioned his name.
If I mention a third baseman's name, who did I say is playing third?
No, who's playing first?
What's on first?
What's on second?
I don't know.
He's on third.
There I go, back on third. You say on third base, don't go off it?
All right, don't even know.
Now, who's playing third base?
Why do you insist on putting who on third base?
What am I putting on third?
What is on second?
You don't want who on second?
Who is on first?
I don't know. Third base! You got outfield?
Sure.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
I just thought I'd ask.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
Then tell me who's playing left field.
Who is playing first?
I'm not staying out of the infield. I want to know what's the guy's name in left field.
No, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know. Third base. The left fielder's name?
Why?
Because.
Oh, he's center field.
Look. You got a pitcher on the team.
Sure.
The pitcher's name.
Tomorrow?
You don't want to tell me today?
I'm telling you,
Then
man.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow.
What time?
What time what?
What time tomorrow? You're going to tell me who's pitching.
Now, listen, who is not pitching?
I'll break your arm, you say, who's on first. I want to know what's the pitcher's name.
What's on second?
I don't know.
Third base.
The catcher?
Certainly.
The catcher's name.
Today.
And tomorrow's pitcher.
Now you've got it.
All we got is a couple of days on the field. I'm a catcher, too.
So they tell me.
I get behind the plate, do some fancy catching. Tomorrow's pitching on my team, and a heavy hitter gets up.
Yes.
Now, the heavy hitter bunts the ball. When he bunts the ball, me being a good catcher, I'm going to throw the guy out of first base, so I pick up the ball and throw it to who?
Now, that's the first thing you've said right.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
That's all you have to do.
It's to throw the ball at first base.
Yes.
Now, who's got it?
Naturally.
If I throw the ball at first base, somebody's got to get it. Now, who has it?
Naturally.
Who?
Naturally.
Naturally?
Naturally.
So I pick up the ball and I throw it to Naturally.
No, you don't. You throw the ball in a hole.
Naturally.
That's different.
That's what I said.
You're not saying that.
I throw the ball to Naturally.
You throw it to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
That's what I said.
That's it. You ask me.
I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
Now you ask me.
You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
Same as you. Same as you. I throw the ball to who? Whoever it is drops the ball and the guy runs to second.
Yes.
Who picks up the ball and throws it to what? What throws it to? I don't know. Throws it back to tomorrow. Triple play.
Yes.
Another guy gets up and it's a long fly ball to because. Why? I don't know. He's on third and I don't give a darn.
Well, what?
I said I don't give a darn.
Oh, that's our shortstop.
I'm an idiot.
Just a moment for Camel cigarettes. During the war, the makers of Camel cigarettes sent a total of more than 150 million free Camels to our fighting men overseas. Now free Camels are sent to servicemen's hospitals instead. This week, the Camels go to Veterans Hospital, Fort Lyon, Colorado, USAF Station Hospital, Davis-Monthan Field, Tucson, Arizona, U.S. Naval Hospital, Quantico, Virginia, U.S. Marine Hospital, Baltimore, Maryland, and Veterans Hospital, Palo Alto, California. Camel broadcasts go out to the United States 3 times a week. Are rebroadcast to practically every area in the world where men are still stationed and to our good neighbors in Central and South America. And now back to Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
What is that, Lou? You've got your hand there. Another telegram?
Hey, Abbott, look, I just got a telegram from Joe DiMaggio.
Well, go ahead and read it.
Okay. Dear Lou, just heard your show. I think you have the makings of the world's greatest natural ball player. You have spiked teeth, a club head, and you've been off your base for years.
Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody, and a special good night to Joe DiMaggio. Get well quick, Joe.
Listen to Abbott and Costello again next Thursday night when Costello is going to build himself a new prefabricated house. You can imagine the trouble he'll get into. I don't know whether it'll be a 1-story house or a 2-story house, but anyway, that's another story.
Prince Albert Pipe Appeal. They're one and the same thing. Any tobacco burns, makes smoke, but where else can you find the tobacco that has the pipe appeal of Prince Albert? The coolness, mildness, the rich, full flavor. Prince Albert is specially treated to ensure against tongue bite. Crim cut to smoke slow and cool. So pack your pipe with mellow, rich PA. Enjoy Pipe Appeal with Prince Albert. And while we're speaking of enjoying yourself, be sure to tune in on Grand Ole Opry on NBC Saturday night. You all know and love the songs of America, but this week you have something extra special in store for you. Red Foley and his guests Ernest Tubb and Roy Acuff. Grand Ole Opry Saturday night on NBC.
Be sure to tune in next week for another great Abbott and Costello show brought to you by Camel Cigarettes. And remember, experience is the best teacher. Try a Camel. Let your own experience tell you why more people are smoking Camels than ever before.
C-A-M-E-L-S.
Abbott and Costello's famous baseball routine, Who's on First, is now available at Phonograph Records. This is Michael Roy in Hollywood wishing you all a pleasant good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is floor. F-L-O-O-R.
Rally.
You bet your life. The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
Oh, come now. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with $1,000 for one of our couples.
We invited some dietitians to the program tonight, Groucho, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Miss Jean Granger. Her partner is a volunteer from the audience, Mr. James Barrows. Folks, come on in and meet Groucho Marx. Over here, sir, please. Right in here. Right here.
Pleased to meet you. Well, welcome. Fine. Welcome to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. $1,000. $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. What were you planning to do? Go home already?
I tell you, it's very confusing, you know. I'm a gold bug. You know, I got the gold fever.
I don't care what you got, but don't sneak out of here before I get a crack at you. Huh? James Barrows, eh? What is your hometown, Mr. Barrows?
Boston, Massachusetts.
Well, it's a great town. Eh? Somebody out there from Holyoke. I've been in Boston many times. Which part of Boston are you from?
Roxbury, Massachusetts.
Roxbury, huh?
And 4 blocks from John L. Sullivan, the world's greatest fighter. My mother's name was Sullivan, and I'm proud of the Irish. And every second kid about John L. Sullivan didn't say a good word for John L. Sullivan. They had to answer to James A. Barrows. That's how to believe.
Mr. Barrows, of course you realize that John L. Sullivan's been dead about 40 years. Huh?
Yes, sir. But I still...
Are you aware of that?
Yes, but I still got the Sullivan in me.
I see, huh?
Well,
get it out before we get through it. Miss Granger, what sort of a dietitian are you?
I work for the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power.
Oh, you just feed water to people? Is that what you do?
Oh, no, we do much more than that.
What does a dietitian
We're interested in people's eating habits.
Oh, I see. What would you say is the chief dietary problem that people are confronted with?
I think weight is.
Mm-hmm. What do you recommend for people who are overweight?
Well, of course, I recommend a good diet, and I certainly would like to warn people to keep away from fad diets.
Fat diets?
Fad diets. There's so many fad diets.
I don't hear very well. My glasses are not what they used to be. Well, what do you regard as a fad diet?
Oh, there are lots of them. They're very popular, in fact. Let's see, there's lamb chops and pineapple, or there's an orange diet, or a banana diet, or a peanut diet. There are all kinds of diets.
Peanuts?
Yeah.
You mean you can lose weight just by eating peanuts?
Well, some people think they can.
I don't believe it. Did you ever look at an elephant? Now, Mr. Barrows, what sort of work do you do?
I'm a gold sniper.
Is that anything like cigar? What's a gold sniper?
Well, a gold sniper is when you get the gold bug. You get the gold fever, see? Starts out for the gold fields and gets a couple of big nuggets, you know. And this is the year 1952, but I still think I'm a 49er. It's hard to believe.
You mean 1949 or 1849?
1849, because of what anybody says, I still believe that myself, because when I go out to look for these gold nuggets, I find them pretty big, and I really believe that's all I see is gold, gold, gold. Now, that's hard to believe, and the more I look at them, the bigger they get. And I tell everybody, don't get the gold fever. I give them advice, but they don't take it. What can I do about it? That's hard to believe.
Well, it's certainly hard to believe, all right.
It is.
And there's really not much you can do about it.
No, but I give them advice not to get the gold fever. Some will take it serious. They want to take off. Professors and congressmen and judges, and I talk to all kinds of people. They want to take off. I say, no, take it easy. Not that big, and calm them down. But they go and look for it. They can't blame me for the gold rush. I nearly started 5 gold rushes in California, and I don't want to start no more. Hard to believe.
Where do you meet these congressmen?
Oh, sometime I'm hitchhiking with my gold pan across the Mojave Desert or something. And you see, I got money in my pocket. I start with the gold fields, but before I know it, I see Harold's Club, Reno. Boom! I come up there, and well, I make it pretty good. And sometimes I come back, and then I start for Las Vegas, and I bump into Mojave Junction, Death Valley, Scotty's Place, like the Coyote Wells, Curtis Creek, the Sutter River, the Yuba River, the Snake River, Idaho, Calvert, Colorado County. Nuggets, 75 pounds. See?
Well, come on, I'll go with you.
Wait a minute. Don't take a seat. Wait a minute.
I got it as bad as you got it. I can't stand it anymore.
It's hard to believe, I know.
Sitting here eking out these few bucks here when I could be hitchhiking with a pan of gold. I'm only human, too, you know.
Don't get the gold fever. Believe me.
I've got it.
I haven't got the intelligence, but the most intelligent people in the world, when I talk about the big nuggets, gee, have you really got them? I says, well, I got a suitcase full of rocks I carried along when...
And you had the suitcase with you, huh?
Yeah, full of rocks, 75-pound gold nuggets.
You got rocks in your suitcase. Maybe that explains everything.
Every place he comes in, on the Feather River, the Yuba River, Death Valley Junction, Coyote Well, Furnace Creek, Goldfield, Nevada, or Tonopah, Nevada, wherever it happened to be.
Well, Jim, this has been very innovating, the whole thing, and I must say it's been an interesting experience talking to you.
And I still got the gold fever. Don't think I ain't.
Let's go. Here we go again.
You want to see me get on the highways and the byways with that gold fever?
I hope so, Jim, and I hope you're very successful and have a big strike someday, yeah? I hope you win lots of money tonight, because in just 1 minute you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $1,000 question. But first, I want you to pay attention to this.
Friends, when you drive, it's important that you have a clear view of the road ahead. This is especially true in wet, rainy, or stormy weather. That's why DeSoto is equipped with electric windshield wipers for your safety. You see, ordinary windshield wipers slow down or stop whenever extra acceleration is used. But electric windshield wipers maintain a constant, steady speed, regardless of engine load. This means that even in a situation that requires extra acceleration, your powerful DeSoto electric windshield wipers will maintain their same steady, reliable clearing action, never slow down or stop. In a DeSoto, you can pass a car on a straightaway or climb the steepest hill, assured that your electric windshield wipers will keep working to give you a clear view of the road ahead. DeSoto electric windshield wipers are just one of the many safety features you get when you buy DeSoto. Features like DeSoto safety rim wheels that materially reduce the danger of loss of control after a blowout, big DeSoto 12-inch brakes, and wonderful DeSoto full power steering that gives you safer, surer road control. Stop in at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers tomorrow and see the car designed for your safety, DeSoto. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, the low-priced car most like high-priced cars.
All right, now that's nice and quiet. Let's see how you work together as a team. Fire Dome Fenneman?
Yes, sir.
Would you mind explaining the rules here?
You bet as much of your $20 as you want on each of 4 questions, and the couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question at the end of the show.
You ready?
Ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can bet you $20. From our list of 20 categories, you selected number 13, Hawaii, as your category. How much of the 20 are you going to bet? Talk right up, kid. $15. The largest active volcano in the world is on the island of Hawaii. What is the name of it?
It's in Honolulu.
I think it's Mauna Loa.
Mauna Loa.
Yeah, Mauna Loa is right.
Right. Mauna Loa is right. Well, I ain't never been there.
Now, remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, how much of the $35 you're going to try this time?
25?
All right, 25.
All right. What do you call a feast done in the native style?
A luau.
A luau is correct.
Now you have $60.
Here's your third question. How much of the 60 will you risk?
Ooh, 45?
All right, 45.
All right. What do they call the garlands or necklaces of native flowers that are joined together?
Lays.
Lays is correct.
You now have $105.
And this is your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of this money will you try?
What do you think?
Many. 95?
95. One of Hawaii's most beautiful beaches commands a good view of the famous Diamond Head. What is the name of this beach? Waikiki is correct.
And you wind up with $200.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Groucho, we invited some hotel men.
Oh, now maybe I'll get a chance to talk.
Groucho, we invited some hotel men to the program tonight.
I didn't know there was any man could out-talk me.
We invited some hotel men to the program tonight.
I see.
And just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Mr. Herb Lopier. His partner is a young lady from the audience, Miss Olivia Eastus. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Olivia Eastus, huh? That's you, huh?
That's right.
And Mr. Lopier?
Yeah, that's right.
Olivia, where are you from?
Abilene, Texas.
Abilene, Texas? I thought that was a cold cream, huh? I know Eastus is Eastus, but I didn't know Eastus was in Texas. Well, that takes care of that. Now, that's kind of a curious name. What kind of a name is Eastus?
It's a Welsh name.
Welsh?
Yes, it's
You sing the Welsh songs?
Yes, I can, but I want to tell you about the name.
Well, I wish you would.
Well, it's about...
As long as you don't discuss gold mining, I'll be very happy to listen to anything you have to say.
Well,
Talking to Miss Eastus is like a week in the country.
It's about 1,100 years old.
Well, you don't look that old. And Mr. Lopier, you're the hotel man, huh?
That's right.
Where are you from?
I'm from the City of Good Neighbors, Buffalo, New York.
Are you married, Olivia?
No.
Not quite certain, are you? Have you ever come close to marriage?
Well, I was engaged once, but...
Just once?
Well, the last time.
I see.
But...
what happened?
Well, my fiancé kicked my Siamese cat, and I gave him back the ring. Now, that's the truth.
You gave the ring to the cat?
No, I gave the ring back to my fiancé because I didn't know but what he might start kicking me after we were married.
I've heard of Puss in Boots, but this is the first time I've ever heard of a boot in the puss. Now, let's talk about your hotel. Which one are you with?
I'm with the Statler.
Oh, that's a fine hotel. I've stayed there many times. How come I've never seen you there?
Well, what city were you in? We're in 8 cities, and...
Well, this one was in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Is that the one you're with?
Well, we don't have any hotel in Cheyenne.
I don't know who to believe, you or my crooked bathtub. You say you have no hotel in Cheyenne?
No.
Well, which one do you work for?
Well, I work for the new Statler in Los Angeles.
Oh, I stayed there last March. I must say your service was terrible and the rooms were drafty. Never felt such a breeze. Now, are you responsible for that?
Well, hardly. The hotel wasn't built then. Wasn't completed.
Wasn't finished, eh?
No.
Well, any hotel that'll take me in is finished. Well, tell us something about this hotel. I've been reading about it in the papers. How does it differ from any other hotel?
Well, the hotel is 13 stories high. It's 5 wings. In the hotel, there are 1,275 rooms, and they're all outside.
Well, when I want to sleep in the park, I don't have to register at your hotel.
And,
I'm not sure. I don't like the old-fashioned hotels better. That one in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Gold nuggets all over the lobby. Trouble is you had to stoop down to pick them up. What else is different about it?
Well, the keyhole is in the door.
Now you're talking, huh? What about
It's
the
above the doorknob.
What's that?
It's above the doorknob.
The keyhole is above the doorknob?
Oh, yes, absolutely. It's a convenience.
You
to the
regard
guests
that as
who
an
can see
advantage
it.
to have the keyhole above?
Oh, absolutely.
I used to bump my head on the doorknob, but this time I'll knock my teeth out. I'm off to Cheyenne on a warm morning, huh? Well, it's been restful talking to you two, and I wish you both lots of luck in the quiz. By the way, take a tip from me and drive the new DeSoto Fire Dome 8. It's really a great car. Now, we're going to play You Bet Your Life for $1,000. All you got to do is beat our other couples. You get a chance at the $1,000 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but Fire Dome Fenneman is going to remind our listeners.
The gold prospector and his partner won $200. The secret word is floor.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can bid you $20. You selected famous United States athletes. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
15.
Talk up, kids.
$15.
15. In what sport is Patty Berg famous?
Golf.
Galalop is right.
Well, you're off to a good start. You have $35.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. How much of the $35 will you try now?
$34.99. We'll leave 1 penny.
Is that all right with you?
Make it 98.
98?
It's up to you. You go ahead. $34.99 is all right.
99. We'll leave 1 penny.
$34.99.
Mm-hmm.
In what sport is Cecil Smith famous? C-E-C-I-L.
Is it building?
Yeah, pretty sure. Come on. Bowling.
No, I'm sorry. He's a very famous polo player. How much have they got?
1 cent.
So you should have bet $34.98. All right, here's your third question. How much of the penny are you going to bet?
All of it.
All of it, eh? In what sport is Ralph Branca famous?
Baseball.
Baseball is right. Now you got 2 cents. See, I can figure this out, too. Now they have 2 cents. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 2 cents will you bet?
Sure.
In what sport is Willie Hoppy famous?
He's a billiard champion.
Billiard champion is right.
Groucho, they wind up with 4 cents.
Nobody leaves here with 4 cents. I give you one more question. You get this out, and we'll bring your winnings up to $25. You ready? Who was buried in Grant's tomb?
General Grant.
General Grant is right. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers.
We have a couple of volunteers from our studio audience, Groucho. They were selected just before we went on the air, and here they are, Miss Carol Marie Levique and Mr. Terrence Patrick O'Brien. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers. Say the secret word and you'll win $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Miss Carol Levique and Mr. Terrence Patrick O'Brien. Carol, what kind of a name is Levique?
It's Levesque. It's a French
It's
name.
Levesque. What kind of a name is Levesque?
It's a French name.
What part of France are you from?
Oh, I was born in Hollywood Hospital.
Is that in Paris?
No, it's in Hollywood.
Just checking. How long ago did this happen?
19 years ago.
19 years ago. Well, you're a fine-looking girl there, Carol.
Thank you.
Mr. Terrence Patrick O'Brien, eh? What part of France are you from, monsieur?
No, I was born in Washington, D.C.
You come from an old Washington family?
My ancestors, they came from County Clare and County Cork, Ireland. So I guess that makes me an Irishman, I guess. Well, I like Paddy's pig, I don't know.
Are you married, Terry?
I sure am, Groucho. I'm married.
Did you marry them? Did you marry a little Irish Colleen?
No, I'm sorry you asked me that. I was supposed to marry an Irish girl, but I wound up marrying a Scotch girl. I don't know how that happened. I changed the name, though. I call her Dugan now. Everybody calls her Dugan. Even her father calls her Dugan. So,
but she's still Scotch, huh?
Well, yes, she sure is.
Well, everybody gets tough breaks. There's nothing you can do about it. How did you meet this fabulous Mrs. O'Brien?
Well, I was a short order cook in the restaurant there, and she used to come in and eat.
Where was this?
In Washington, D.C.
Oh.
And she'd come in and eat, and generally she'd wind up eating about $8 worth of chow, and I'd charge her a nickel, and so she liked me.
How long did you work at this place?
A couple of weeks.
Well, that's easy to understand. How soon after you pauperized this proprietor did you ask her to marry you?
Well, as it turned out, we had a date there, the very first date, and we went up to Pat Corrigan's bar little place I used to go to, and drinking kissable colas, and she asked me to marry her.
What's a kissable cola? What's a kissable cola?
Well, I don't know, but you wind up getting married if you drink too many.
Well, thanks for the warning, Pat. Now, after you left your job as a cook, what sort of work did you engage in?
Well, I found out from my wife that her father was pretty well loaded. You know, he was...
Was he taking these kissable colas, too? Well, anyhow, there was your father loaded, and what happened?
Well, he was a pretty good old duck, or he seemed like it, and he had 7 trucks and a nice business.
Not so loud. This duck listens to every word you say.
And so I told him that perhaps he'd like to give his son-in-law, you know, a job as a general manager or something like that. But he said his business was in too good shape to let me have any... He made me a truck driver. Yeah, I was a truck driver.
He made you a truck driver?
I was a truck driver.
And what'd you do with this truck driver?
Well, I did pretty well there for a while.
Oh, no, you were the truck driver, huh?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I thought you said he made you a truck driver. I wondered.
I worked for him for several weeks, and then I asked him about this general manager's job, and it wasn't coming, so I quit. No point in staying too long.
I think it's silly to stay in any job where you're not general manager. Well, what happened after that?
Well, I found out from my wife that her grandfather was pretty well loaded, too. No, he was the general superintendent of all the mines in Alabama. You know, there's an awful lot of mines in Alabama.
Yeah.
And I said that maybe he could use a general manager or vice president or something. He told me...
Why don't you throw your hat in the ring for president? Well, what happened then? What kind of work did he want you to do?
Well, I went to work there. I was shooting off the dynamite in the mine. And the job, I didn't like the job too much.
Why, were you connected with the dynamite?
No, I set off the explosive charges, and I didn't like it. It didn't look too good.
Oh, with that kind of a job, you can get to the top in a hurry.
I quit that.
Well, what finally happened?
Well, I quit, and I told my wife. My wife plays the piano, you know. She's very good.
In the mine?
No. And I told her that perhaps we could go to New Orleans or someplace, and we could play the piano together as a team, you know. It looked like a pretty good deal. So we went down to New Orleans with that in mind.
And?
Well, we...
What happened down there in the bayou?
Well, we didn't do too good down there at that. She was doing all right. I was having a little trouble myself. I wasn't doing so good.
Why was that?
Well, I didn't know how to play the piano. But, no, really. No.
You mean you had a job as a piano player and you couldn't play the piano?
Well, we never got the first
I told you
job.
to run for president, didn't I?
No, I intended to do the right thing. I was going to learn how to play, and...
Oh, sure, you could have picked it up overnight. It's nothing serious. Well, it's been enlightening talking to you two. I'd like to continue, but now it's time to play You Bet Your Life. Now, you run your $20 into more than our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,000 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
The gold prospector and his partner lead with $200.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can bid you $20. You selected barbershop ballads as your category. And after that piano playing you did in New Orleans, you ought to be pretty good at this. Here's your first question. How much will you go for?
We'll go for 15.
Okay.
All right. What is the name of this old-time favorite? Play, Jerry.
No, Strawberry Blonde.
Strawberry Blonde is right.
You now have $35.
Jordan, you got $35, and how much you gonna bet this time, my lad?
Let's go for...
How much do we have?
You have $35.
35. $34.99.
Why don't you get a hold of yourself, girl? 30, how much is it? $34.98. We'll save 2 cents.
You're saving 2 cents.
Okay, here we go.
$34.98, right?
Give me the title of this song, Mr. Fielding.
Can't you hear me calling Carolina?
Can't you hear me calling Carolina?
You You've now climbed to $69.98.
Here's your third question. How much are you going to bet?
$69.97.
Is that all right with you?
Is that okay?
Okay. Let's see if you can identify this one. Play, Jerry.
Moonlight Bay.
Moonlight Bay is right.
You've now climbed to $139.95.
It's a good thing this fellow didn't take the adolescents.
We'll go for all of it.
All of it, all right. It's your last chance to beat the other couples. You're going to go for all of it. What is the name of this song?
Meet me tonight in Dreamland.
Meet Me Tonight in Dreamland is right. Put it there.
I'll give you a big kiss. Okay?
Put it there. What about me?
Woo! And before you go away, you wound up with $279.90. Pretty good. Thank you.
Which means?
Oh, yes, the results.
Salmon on the ball there.
And
not daydreaming.
Hey, kids, that means that you, too, get a chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question in just 1 minute. Yes. When you drive your car to a DeSoto Plymouth dealer for service, you can be sure of this. You'll get friendly service, courteous service, and you'll get the kind of service that will mean many extra miles of top performance from your car at a price that's fair. You see, the mechanics at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers are skilled men, master technicians, with years of on-the-job experience. What's more, these DeSoto Plymouth dealer mechanics get regular, periodic training in the latest factory methods, so they're always up on the latest and best methods of servicing your car. They have the most modern tools and equipment to work with, helping them to do a better job faster, which means a real saving to you. And if your car should ever need them, your DeSoto Plymouth dealer has ready access to the correct factory-designed and approved parts. So, for friendly, courteous, efficient service for your car, it will pay you to drive in at the famous sign of better service, the friendly sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Oh, there comes Mr. O'Brien and his partner, the winning couple, Groucho, all set for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 clip. Right back.
Well, here you are, my lad and lassie. Here we go for $1,000. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully, and please no help from the audience. Here it is. One of Great Britain's most important institutions is known as the Old Lady of Threadneedle Street. It was founded in 1694. For $1,000, what is the Old Lady of Threadneedle Street? What's the answer you two have decided on?
Cabinet or Prime Minister or something?
No, I'm sorry. It's the Bank of England.
Oh.
Correct answer is the Bank of England, so that means the big question next week will be worth $1,500. Well, you lost the big money, but how much did they win the quiz, George?
Well, they won $279.90.
Well, congratulations, and thanks to both of you and to all of our contestants on the show tonight.
Thank you, Mr.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $1,500. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. 2 great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, see the DeSoto Fire Dome 8 tomorrow.
The DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America salutes the American Automobile Association on the occasion of its Golden Jubilee for 50 years of service to the motorist and the nation. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith, music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gracie. I just want to remind you that in order to keep up the great work it's doing, the Red Cross must raise $200 million. They're depending on us to give it to them. You know it's the Red Cross that furnishes life-saving blood plasma to our wounded boys. And that's just one of the many wonderful things they do. So please, let's all dig down and give every penny we can to the Red Cross.
This is Bill Goodwin speaking for Lever Brothers, makers of Swan, the new white floating soap that's pure as fine castiles. Well, it's Tuesday night again, time for another pleasant visit with George Burns and Gracie Allen, our guest, Alan Ladd, with Jimmy Cash, the Swantet, and Felix Mills and his orchestra. And now meet the people who live in the Burns house, George and Gracie. Well, it seems there's a little stag poker game brewing for tonight, and George is just dying to play. But he's afraid Gracie won't approve, so get a load of the subtle line he's handing the little woman.
Gee, honey, I've never seen you look as beautiful as you do today.
Well, thank you, dear.
You're much too beautiful for the clothes you wear. Why don't you go out and buy yourself some new clothes?
George, do you feel all right?
Fine. But I'm worried about you, dear. You've been seeing too much of me. Why don't you go out with the girls tonight and see a movie or something?
A movie?
Yeah. Enjoy yourself. And if you're wondering whether I'll be lonesome, the answer is no.
That's also the answer to can you play poker tonight?
How did you know I wanted to play poker?
Well, I suspected it during breakfast. When I pushed that stack of pancakes in front of you, you said, gee, did I win the pot?
Well, how about it, honey? Can I play? It's just a little penny ante game.
I'll bet it isn't. I'll bet you play for hundreds of dollars. Who's going to play?
Well, there's Jack Benny and...
Well, even if it is a penny ante game, I don't like the idea.
But all the fellas are going to play. Besides Jack and me, there's Alan Ladd.
Alan Ladd? That's roughneck. Do you think I'd let him associate with my darling Booksy boy?
But, honey...
I'll bet Alan Ladd doesn't even play fair.
He does, too. He's a man's poker player. He plays for blood.
You call that fair with you and Jack Benny?
Now, look.
Alan Ladd's got all the capital.
Yes, sweetheart. Alan Ladd happens to be a very refined and cultured gentleman.
He's a wolf.
A wolf?
Yes. And it didn't take Veronica Lake long to find it out either. In their first picture together, Veronica combed her hair over one eye, but not in their next one.
Proving what?
You have to keep both eyes on that man.
Look, honey.
No, Judge. Besides, it won't stop with a poker game. You'll probably all wind up at a burlesque show. And you know what will happen when those girls see Alan Ladd walk in? They'll all start yelling, take it off, take it off.
This is ridiculous.
Well, you know how Alan Ladd likes to take off his shirt. And the first thing you know, you'll catch cold.
I'll catch cold?
Well, certainly. You'll get jealous when everyone ohs and ahs at his big chest. So off will come your shoes.
But, honey...
No poker, George. Mama knows best.
Well, what'll I tell the fellas at the cigar store? They'll kid the pants off me.
Well, if they do, you call me and I'll pick you up in the car.
Oh, fine.
I'm driving to the beauty shop anyway.
You're not going to touch the car, Gracie. Every time you take it out, you bang into something.
But, George, what do you mean?
Have you seen the fenders lately?
Yes, and they're beautiful. Cleats are very fashionable this year.
Don't take the car out of the garage, and that's final. Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye.
Hello, Mr. Burns.
Hello, Stanley. Let me have a Perfecto Royale cigar, please.
Just one?
Yeah, and a 3-cent stamp. Here's your money.
Oh, thank you.
Don't I get any change?
No. One Perfecto Royale cigar and one 3-cent stamp. That kills your nickel.
Well, okay. They cost a little more that way, but they don't dry out so fast.
Really? How interesting. By the way, Mr. Burns, are you going to play poker with us tonight?
Well, I don't think so, Stanley. You see, I've got a big business deal on, and there's an air raid warden's meeting, and some important people are coming from out of town to confer with me.
Your wife won't let you out, huh?
All right, my wife won't let me out.
Oh, that's too bad. Alan Ladd's in the phone booth now calling the fellows. He'll be disappointed, really.
Hey, Stanley. Hello, George.
Oh, hello, Alan.
Hey, I was just going to call you. All set for the game tonight?
Well, no, Alan. You see, I've got a big business deal on. There's some out-of-town people coming for a conference.
And... your wife won't let you out, huh?
Okay, you guessed it.
Look, George, why don't you remind Gracie who's the boss around your house? Remind her who pays the rent and buys the groceries, and remind her who gets out and earns the dough.
You think that'll do any good?
Sure. She'll realize how hard she's been working, go to bed early, and you can sneak out.
Well, I'll just skip it tonight.
Hi, Alan.
Hello, Bill.
Oh, hello, George. You playing with us tonight?
No, Bill. I've got a big business deal on.
Your wife won't let you out,
me play. I didn't think it would work.
Hey, Bill, with Lucky George out of the game, maybe you and I can hold hands for a change.
Well, would you like to, Alan?
Well, naturally, every poker player likes to hold beautiful hands.
Well, grab on, boy. I just washed mine with Swan.
What?
And Swan, the white floating soap, is not only great for your hands and face, Alan. It's wonderful for bathing the baby or for dishes and light laundry. Swan is 4 swell soaps in one, a great wartime buy.
Now, look, Bubbles, I don't want to hold your hand. I want to hold cards like George. Hey, how does George always manage to pull in the pot?
Well, he just takes a deep breath.
Funny.
Bill, I'm talking about George having beautiful poker hands.
Well, sure, Al. Every time his wife starts to poke her hands in a dishpan full of Swan suds, George pulls them out and does the dishes himself. He can tell you long-lasting Swan suds not only make short work of dishes, but Swan is so mild and gentle, it leaves your hands looking smooth and lovely.
I'm sorry I brought this up. Now, if you'll excuse me, I want to phone my wife and tell her about the game.
You mean you haven't asked her yet?
Ask her? Look, George, women are the weaker sex. Men are the stronger. I don't ask my wife. I just say, look, baby, I'm playing poker tonight. That's that.
Gee, I could never do that.
Sure you could. You're a member of the stronger sex.
I am?
Sure, of course. You look like you haven't paid your dues lately. Well, excuse me, I'll telephone.
Gosh, I wish I could be like Alan Ladd. Tough and two-fisted, the boss. Bill, do you think it would be wrong if I opened the phone booth door just a speck and listen how he handles his wife?
No, George. He wouldn't care.
I'll be real quiet.
Oh, but Susiekins. Please let Daddykins play. Yes, Lammykins, I'll do it. You just leave your stockings in the bathroom and I'll wash them out when I get on. No, I won't smell of nasty old cigar smoke. George Burns isn't going to play. Then it's all right? Oh, goody. Huh? You. Oh, don't make me say that. All right. I of ooh. Bye. Well, I told her.
Oh. Sure. Who'd you say with the stronger sex?
Men.
You're a little behind in your dues, too, aren't you?
Tonight, Jimmy Cash, our tenor, will sing an old waltz ballad, Diane. Jimmy?
I'm in heaven when I see you smile, smile for me, my Diane. And though everything's dark all the while, I can see you, Diane. can. But no matter wherever I roam, smile for me, my Diane. Smile for me, my
Well, hiya, Gracie. What are you doing downtown?
Oh, I just came out of the beauty shop, Bill. My goodness, they're busy. They even tried to save time by talking me into a Republican hairdo.
What's that?
Well, they just have you walk between two electric fans and you come out looking like Mr. Wilkie.
That's a great idea.
Bill, can I give you a lift home?
Gracie, I thought George wouldn't let you drive the car anymore.
Well, he doesn't know I've got it. Get in, Bill. I don't know why George should be nervous about my driving. I'm a wonderful driver. Oh, how do you like that? That parked car ran right into us.
Oh, yes, it deliberately pushed his fender into your bumper, Gracie.
Yeah.
I hope George didn't hear the crash. You know, he's right there in Stanley's cigar store.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. Whoever told you you could drive a car? Well, I might have known. Another crazy woman driver. Well, speak up. What have you got to say for yourself?
Well, sure, and it's too frightened I am to speak. The fire darting from your blue Irish eyes the way it is.
Well, now. Is it a Colleen from the old sod or do me ears deceive me?
Oh, faith, officer, how could ears as large as those deceive you?
Oh, 'tis sorry I am that I frightened you, McCushla. The big blabbermouth of me roaring at you like that.
Ha-ha, roaring, you say. Like music it was. Sure, you have the voice like the notes of an organ and teeth like the keys of a piano.
Go on now. You wouldn't be pulling the wool over me eyes, though, would you?
That I would. 'Tis handsome you'd be in a sweater.
Colleen, now.
Can we go now, officer?
Quiet, foreigner. All right, miss, all right. You can drive away now. I'll just take down your license number just in case Alan Ladd wants to know who backed into him.
Alan Ladd? Was that his car?
Oh, sure. That's why you only dented the fender. His car is just as rugged and tough as he is.
Oh, gosh. It's a good thing Frank Sinatra wasn't parked there.
Hey, George, isn't there some way we can talk Gracie into letting you play poker tonight?
I'm afraid not, Alan. Gracie thinks you're a roughneck.
Oh, but that's silly. I'm just an average guy. I pay my taxes, save a little money.
Then you're not an average guy.
Oh, darn those pictures I play in. Everybody thinks I'm a hoodlum.
Say, that gives me an idea. Maybe you can scare Gracie into letting me play.
Hey, you think it'll work?
Sure. All women think Alan Ladd is a dangerous man.
Oh, I don't know. There's one woman who sends me dog biscuits every week.
Dog biscuits?
Yeah, she thinks Ladd is Lassie's husband.
Well, come on, Alan. Let's try it.
Okay. Well, here's my car, Will. Holy smoke, look at that fender.
2 to 1, it was a woman driver. Begging your pardon, Mr. Ladd, but I saw the whole thing. Here's the license number now. It was a pretty little Colleen who backed into your car. I know it. A woman driver. That's why I won't let Gracie drive the car.
Oh, well, it doesn't hurt much. Come on, let's forget it.
Forget it? Are you crazy? That's why women drivers are like they are. Guys like you let them get away with murder.
But, George, I don't want to make any trouble.
You're right, Mr. Ladd. You're right. Forget the whole thing. Forget it, nothing. Sue her for every penny she's got. Yeah, and sue her stupid husband, too. He's a dope for letting her take the car. Why don't you keep your big fat mouth out of this? Or shall I run you in for impersonating a man? Well, anyway, think it over, Alan. I'll see you at my house pretty soon.
Okay, George.
sweetheart.
Hello, dear. You're late.
Yeah, I just ran into Alan Ladd.
You too?
Huh?
Oh, now, George, before you say anything, I want you to know that you can play poker tonight, and you can go to the burlesque show, too, and you can associate with that nice gentleman, Alan Ladd.
Oh, gee, how come?
Well, because my big, strong green man is the boss around here. You're a ferocious lion, and I'm just a teensy kitten.
I'm a lion?
Yes, roar at me, George.
Huh?
Oh, you're so ferocious. Now, dear, run along and play poker.
Well, okay, I'll tell Alan Ladd not to bother.
Bother? Bother about what?
Oh, he was going to come by and scare you into letting me play. He'd have been here by now, but some dame backed into his car.
Some dame?
Yeah, he doesn't know who she is.
Oh, he doesn't.
Yeah. Well, so long, dear.
Come back here, George.
Huh?
No poker.
But you just said I could play. You said I was a lion.
So was I, but now I'm telling the truth. Come in.
See ya? That dame won't let your husband play poker with me, huh?
Alan.
Now get this, sister. I say your husband's playing poker tonight.
Alan.
And what I say goes, see?
Alan.
He's leaving here with me, and if you so much as open your yap, it's curtains, see?
Alan.
I'll take you for a ride.
Alan.
I'll put you on the spot.
Oh, what's the use?
Why, I'd just as soon rub you out as look at you. Get that?
You're cute.
Hey, aren't you scared?
Yeah. Oh, I'm frightened to death.
Alan, I've been trying to tell you. Gracie knows you're just putting this on.
Oh, that's fine. Well, why didn't you stop me sooner? That performance I just gave used up a whole ration book of ham.
I'm sorry. And Gracie says no poker.
Women. You know, I've got a notion to take your advice and prosecute the one who backed into my car.
Good. Let's phone her right now and check her license.
No.
What?
Play poker.
But you said I couldn't.
Oh, of course you can. You're the boss. You're the big, strong lion. Roar at me, dear.
Oh,
there he goes again.
Time now for Felix Mills and the orchestra with the Swantet and a new hit, When They Ask About You.
When I go for a walk and meet old friends renew, we sit around and talk, then they ask about you. What's the good if I say that you and I are through? I tell them you're okay. When they ask about you, they wonder where you've been, why we never call. I take it on the chin until the teardrops fall. They don't mean to be smart, but if they only knew, they're stepping on my heart when they ask about you.
Well, Gracie is trying desperately to get George and Alan Ladd out of the house before they discover it was she who backed into Alan's car.
Now, run along and play poker, boys. And, George, don't stay down on your knees too long rolling those queens.
You're thinking of bones.
I know, George's are so brittle. Well, goodbye, dear.
Wait a minute, Gracie. You've been acting very strangely. 1 minute you don't want me to play poker, the next minute you do. First you're hot, then you're cold.
Yeah, and I have spots in front of my eyes, too. And dizzy spells.
I know. This one has lasted about 10 years now.
Well, you run along, dear, so I can lie down and rest.
Hey, wait a minute. I think I see the whole thing.
You do?
Yeah, sure. Hey, George, come here. I want to talk to you a minute alone.
Oh, dear.
Hey, George, I thought I recognized those symptoms.
I don't understand.
Well, of course you don't. You've never been a father before.
What? You mean Gracie is...
Sure. My wife acts just like this.
Holy smoke. Wait here. Gracie, have you been keeping something from me?
Yes, dear. But now I suppose Alan Ladd has told you.
Yes. Yes, he did. Sweetheart, when is it going to happen?
It happened this afternoon.
What?
Oh, now, don't get excited, dear. It doesn't look bad at all. Just a little dent in the rear.
But it couldn't have happened this afternoon.
Yes, it did. Right in front of Stanley's cigar store.
Honey, you're delirious. Here, sit down and rest.
Well, Gracie, did you confess to George?
Well, I tried to, but he won't believe me.
Well, he will when it looks up at him and says, goo-goo.
But it's only a Buick.
She's delirious, Alan.
Well, the first ones often make them just like that.
But this isn't the first one. I've had dozens.
You've had dozens of babies?
Babies? Oh, is that what you've been talking about?
Certainly. What have you been talking about?
Oh, well, run along and play poker, dear.
Yeah, I think we'd better, George. I'm beginning to get a little dizzy myself.
But you still haven't found out who backed into your car.
All right, I'll call now.
Oh, no, you mustn't.
Hey, fellas, how about the game?
Be with you in a minute, Bill. We're checking up on my car.
Oh, you found out, huh?
Found out what?
Well, you found out that Gracie...
Use the Swan, the white floating soap it's 4 soaps in one. The soap for your hands and face and for bathing the baby. For dishes and light laundry. 4 swell soaps in one.
Well, no, that wasn't what I was going to say. I was going to say that...
The Swan is great for bathing the baby. You always say that, Bill.
No, I was going to tell Alan that I saw it all.
Oh, well, naturally, when you bathe the baby, you see it all. And, how babies do love those Swan suds. Swan's pure as fine cast steel, you know, and so mild and gentle, too.
Well, yes, but I meant how he... Oh, by the way, Gracie, you forgot to say that if Swan's so mild and gentle, it's kind to a baby's tender skin. You know it must be great for your complexion.
Sure. Well, so long, Bill.
Well, you see, what I meant, though, was how you backed up and broke...
Oh, broke that bar of Swan in two? Well, wasn't that a scream? And Bill went racing out of the door to put half in his bathroom for his tub and shower, and I put half in my kitchen for dishes and cleaning. Show us how you raced out the door, Bill.
Well, but Gracie...
Go on, race. Oh, gee, Mr. Ladd, I thought sure he was going to give away that it was me who backed into your car.
What? Gracie.
Run along and play poker, dear.
So you drove the car against my strict orders?
Oh, now, George, come on, let's forget it. Be glad that Gracie wasn't hurt.
Yes.
Yeah, I know a woman who smacked into a car so hard she broke her eardrum.
Gracie is not hurt, are you, dear?
Eh? What did you say, dear?
Oh, fine.
Speak up. I can't hear a thing since that accident.
Alan, come here a minute. I want to talk to you. Alan, I want you to swear out that complaint.
You want your wife put in jail?
Yes.
You must have some money saved up.
It's just for a little while, to teach her a lesson. As soon as the game is over, you can go down and dismiss the charges.
Yeah, but the game may last a couple of hours. Think of Gracie alone with those policemen all that time.
I know it's tough, but they'll get over it. Now get going, Alan. And I'll meet you at the poker game as soon as Gracie's arrested.
Okay, she's your wife.
I'll get it, George. Oh, hello, officer.
Well, now, Colleen. Oh, Faith and I never expected to see the likes of you.
Well, Faith and I never expected to see the likes of you. Oh, this is my husband. I'll bet you never expected to see the likes of him either.
Sure, and it's sad I am to do what I have to do.
Never mind the Blarney, officer. Do your duty.
Very well. Little Colleen, I must take your husband off to jail.
What?
Oh, George.
You're supposed to take her.
Are you the owner of the car that backed into Mr. Ladd's?
Well, yes, I'm the owner, but she's the
The
one...
owner is legally responsible. Now, come along quietly now.
But, officer, there's a mistake. Officer, listen.
I call. Me too. Here's my dough.
Boy, what a pot. Too bad George is missing this game.
Yeah. What do you got, Alan?
Small straight.
Beats me. I'm dead. I drop.
Well, I guess I win another pot.
George and Gracie will be with you again in just a second. Meanwhile, I'd like to remind you that just about the best care in the world for your complexion is plenty of mild, gentle soap and water. You know that. And you know, too, that Swan is pure as fine Castiles. And it's plenty mild and gentle, too. It must be for so many doctors to recommend it for bathing the baby. So the next time you buy a bar of Swan, break it in two and use one half for your hands and face. And you can use the other half for the baby or keep it handy in the kitchen for your dishes or any other soap and water job you might have. You'll find dozens of uses for Swan, the white floating soap that's 4 swell soaps in one. And now, here are George and Gracie.
Oh, George, just wait till you hear who our guest star is going to be next week.
Who?
Paul Lucas.
Oh, he's wonderful.
Oh, sure, he just won the Academy Award. The Oscar.
Yeah.
You know, George, I think you ought to have an Oscar.
Really?
Yes, too bad they only give them to actors.
Good night.
Our guest tonight, Alan Ladd, appears through the courtesy of Paramount Pictures, producers of Lady in the Dark. The makers of Swan, the new white floating soap, join George and Gracie in inviting you to tune in to your Columbia station again next Tuesday, same time, when we'll have as our guest Paul Lucas. The following week, Rita Hayworth. This program is broadcast to our men and women in the armed services all over the world. Remember George Burns and Gracie Allen, CBS, next Tuesday night. And now until then, this is Bill Goodwin saying, well, I Swan, how about you? Good night.
Andy, listen, the man is just about to say it.
Yeah, let's everybody listen.
Rinso, the new Rinso with Solium, brings you the Amos and Andy Show. Yes, sir, Rinso, the soap that contains Solium, the sunlight ingredient, brings you a full half hour of entertainment with Lou Lubin, Eddie Green, James Basquette, the Jubilaires, Jeff Alexander's orchestra and chorus, and radio's all-time favorites, Amos and Andy. And now, Lever Brothers Company, the makers of Rinso, invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy Amos and Andy. Contrary to his usual custom, this morning the Kingfish was up and out of bed at 9 o'clock. As we join him now, he's entering the kitchen of his apartment where his wife, Sapphire, is preparing breakfast.
Well, good morning, honey. Good morning.
Come on over here and get your breakfast.
Oh, boy, get that smell. There ain't nothing like getting up in the morning and having the whole apartment filled with the tempting smell of bacon and eggs frying.
Don't get excited. That smell is coming from the apartment next door.
What is we having?
Stale donuts and coffee.
Same old combination, huh? Rocks and lye.
Always complaining about coffee. Next week, I'm going to start using that shade-grown coffee.
Well, it's about time. This stuff tastes like it was growed under a toadstool.
Well, what do you expect when I get a food budget of $3 a week?
Well, judging from the meals we're getting around here, you were squandering $2 someplace else.
By the way, here's a telegram that come for you this morning.
Telegram, let me see it. Arrive in New York Friday, letter follows. Signed Uncle Charlie. Uncle Charlie. That's the only relative we got that's got any money. Good old Uncle Charlie. Or as the family calls him, Little Fort Knox. Yeah.
George, this might be our chance to get out of our financial mess. If we're nice to Uncle Charlie and show him a good time, maybe we can get him to help us out.
Yeah, show him a good time, but wait a minute, honey. Money. This has caught me at a bad time of the month.
Bad time of the month?
Yeah, right between the 1st and 30th. Oh, it got me right in the middle.
I don't care, George. We've got to make an imprint on your Uncle Charlie. You know, you always been his favorite nephew, and lots of times he's written us that someday, when he dies, you would get his money.
You know, that's a funny thing, Sapphire. I had a wonderful dream about old Uncle Charlie the other night. He had just made out his will, and I was the beneficiary. Me and him was taking a train trip together. I was the happiest man in the world. There I was, all alone in a chair in the lounge car.
Where was Uncle Charlie?
In a box in the baggage car. So that's the story, Henry. My rich Uncle Charlie is getting to town Friday, and I got to entertain him.
Well, how old a man is your Uncle Charlie, Kingfish?
Oh, he's getting along pretty good.
You know, I had an uncle that lived to be 80. He was octogenarian.
He was, huh?
Yeah.
That'll make you old, all right, them geraniums. Yeah.
Yes, it will. You know, he was known as the fashion plate of the Van Porter family. And when he died, his will stated that I was to be the sole heir of his entire wardrobe.
Well, how did it fit?
I never found out. He was buried in it.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to get a hold of some money to entertain my Uncle Charlie.
Well, I don't think that you can get it from your usual source of Andy. You know, he's become interested in politics. And he says he's going to take his spare money and make a contribution to support the man of his choice in the coming election.
He is, huh? Say, wait a minute. That give me an idea here. I'll form my own political party and get Andy to contribute to that.
Yes, you might con him out of the money before he tributes to somebody else.
Yeah, that will. Uh-oh, here come Andy now. Now I got to convince him that I was running a political campaign headquarters here at the Lodge Hall. Come in, Andy.
Say, Kingfish, what's that big banner you got plastered across the front of the Lodge Hall?
That's the candidate that our party is running for president, Andy.
What is his name again?
The name? Why, Andy, the name is on everybody's tongue. Ike McVandendoe.
Yeah, I hear him somewhere.
Yeah, well, confidential, Andy. His real name is Otto Schultz. We just made up this other name to capitalize on the confusion that's going on.
But Ike McVandendoe, ain't that an awful long name?
Well, it's going to be long as soon as we can work Stassen in there somewhere.
Well, do you think this fellow will make a good president, Kingfish?
Good? Why, just look at his record. Former governor of East St. Louis, 2 years in the Senate, twice elected loudspeaker of the House, 2 years in the haberdashery business. Oh, the man's qualified.
Well, I am still looking for the right man to get behind.
Oh, you can't go wrong with Ike McVandendoe. He is a true American. Oh, just look at his family tree.
What about it?
What about it? He's a direct descendant of his great-great-grandfather.
No fooling.
Yeah.
Well, who was his great-great-grandfather?
He won't say. He don't want to trade on the family name. You see, all he's honest.
Tell me this. What kind of personality has this man got with the women folks?
He can outkiss the Alabama governor 4-1. Oh, he's a great man. I'll get him a guitar next month, too. Let him go down south.
Yeah, well, that sounds good, all right. But with the world conditions the way they is, maybe we need a soldier in the White House.
Oh, don't worry about Ike McVandendoe. He was one of our greatest American naval commanders. Andy, you remember the Maine, don't you?
Sure I do.
He's the one that sunk it.
Well, what has the Maine got to do with him being a good man for president?
And it don't make me laugh. Ain't you ever heard the expression, as goes Maine, so goes the nation? Now, listen to that.
Yeah. Oh, I see. He's going to sink everything.
Yeah, that's Yeah, he's bound to win, Andy. According to the latest Gallup poll, he's going to ride right into the White House. So, Andy, why don't you contribute $50 for this Ike McVandendoe campaign?
Now, wait a minute. Look, Kingfish, before I give my money to any party,
I was going to take...
Hi, Andy. Hello there, King.
Hello, Amos.
Come in, Amos. What does that silly-looking sign on the front of the Lloyd's Hall thing? Ike McVanden do it for president.
Ain't you heard, Amos? He's going up to Maine and kiss the governor of Alabama.
He going to do what? What are you driving at, Andy?
Amos, our candidate, is going right into the White House, according to some Polish fella that just galloped into America.
Andy, you was about as mixed up as some of the candidates is. But anyway, Kingfish, your wife asked me to give you this letter that just come for you. She says it's from your Uncle Charlie. Yeah, thank you, Amos. Let me see here. Holy smokes. Addresses the letter Dr. Stevens. Say, wait a minute. I is in trouble.
What's wrong, Kingfish?
About 15 years ago, I needed some money for some bills that I owed, so I got an idea. I writ my Uncle Charlie that I wanted to go to medical school and needed the tuition fee, and he sent me the money. Now he coming to New York tomorrow. He going to be under the imprint that I is a successful physician.
Oh, boy, you was really in a spot there, Kingfish.
Oh, I can't face the man. If he finds out I done tricked him once, he'll never give me another cent. Yeah, well, what is he going to do? Well, he's getting to New York tomorrow morning. I is going to leave here during the night.
When is he going to leave?
And I won't be here
when the moon goes down.
No, he won't be caught a-napping. He's prepared for all that happens, be it famine or flood or fire or judgment day.
When the moon goes down in the valley of time, talking about time. When the sun shines, Lord,
every star,
Lord, what a pity. Every star will disappear when the moon goes down in the valley of time.
Goes down in the valley of time.
Well, now stop. Let me tell you about that awful judgment day. Well, the sea will be boiling and the rocks will melt away. For a sinner will be running and find a place.
When the moon goes down in the valley of time, goes down in the valley of time.
Well, you'll look at the sea and the sea will be boiling. Well, you'll look at the rocks and the rocks will be burning. Hey, you look at the stars and the stars will be falling.
When the moon goes down in the valley of time,
my Lord,
my Lord.
No, I've been trying to figure out a way to describe the wonderful wash day result you get when you use new Rinso with Solium. Well, you know those big snowy white piles of brand new sheets and pillowcases you see in a department store? You do a wash with Rinso. Let it dry, iron it, and your wash will look whiter than that. Washable colors turn out even brighter than brand new. It's a fact, and it's all because of Solium, the scientific sunlight ingredient. Only new Rinso contains Solium. Now, that's all pretty wonderful, but here's something even more amazing. Your Rinso wash will turn out shining and bright even if it's dried indoors. Yes, rain or shine, indoors or out. Rinso with Solium puts sunshine in your wash. Try those soapy-rich Rinso suds. Rinso is safe for clothes and kind to your hands. Next wash day, I wish you'd try new Rinso with Solium.
Well, Gabby, the politician, come in. Glad you got over here.
Hi, Kingfish. I just got back from Washington. You know, the baseball season opened in Washington yesterday, and this year President Truman, instead of throwing the ball out with his right arm, he fooled everybody and threw it out with his other one.
Oh, he did, huh?
Yeah, and you know something? The Un-American Activities Committee went to see him right away.
Why?
Left wing.
Oh! Yeah, you know, Gabby, politics is sure getting hot now, ain't it?
Yeah, and as fast as these presidential candidates make these campaign promises, they put the promises right in the refrigerator.
Why are they putting the campaign promises in the refrigerator?
You know, them things don't keep long.
Yeah, but like I told you over the phone, my uncle just got in town, and I've been showing him the sight. Now, he thinks that I is a doctor. Now, I was going to run away, but that's no good. Now, what is it going to do?
Well, you got to prove to him that you was a doctor. I don't know how to tell you to do it, though, Kingfish.
Yeah, well, where's Andy at, Gabby? Maybe he could help me.
Andy wanted to make a few bucks tonight as a babysitter. He's sitting with an 8-month-old baby.
Wait a minute. A babysitter. Andy's at some place with a baby. That means that the baby's mom and papa ain't home. I could tell my uncle that I was one of them baby doctors.
Oh, you mean one of them pediatricians, huh?
Yeah. I'll get Andy to cooperate with me, take my uncle along, and pretend that I was making a medical call.
That's a good idea, good idea. I'll give you the address of the place where Andy is.
Yeah, and I'll call up Andy and tip him off that I'm coming up with my uncle.
Good, Kingfish, good. Well, I got to run along now. I got to date with a gal.
Yeah, what kind of girl are you going around with now, Gabby?
Oh, she's very pretty, but she's so naive, so naive.
Yeah, sure enough.
The other night I asked her to hold hands with me, and she said nobody ever taught her how to hold hands. Then I asked her to give me a little hug. She said nobody ever taught her how to hug. Then later on I asked her for a kiss, and she said nobody ever taught her how to kiss.
Yeah, well, how'd you make out?
Kingfish meet the Board of Education.
Well, Uncle Charlie, I'm certainly glad that you come to New York.
That's a pleasure, George, to be here with you. You've certainly shown me around the town. Now it looks like it's going to be very interesting going out on this medical call with you.
Yes, here's the apartment house right here, Uncle Charlie.
What's usually wrong with these kids when they call you in, George?
Oh, it's always the same children diseases. Teething, chickenpox, lumbago, gallstones, and all that. Here's the door right here. I'll knock on the door. You know, the father of the child was pretty excited when he called me, but that's the way they all act. Hello, Mr. Brown. It's Dr. Stevens.
Oh, the PD electrician.
Right, yeah.
Well, thank goodness you was here.
Yeah, well, now, let's be calm, Mr. Brown. Let's be calm. What seems to be the trouble, Mr. Brown?
Oh, my poor baby has been crying all evening. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, well, I was here now. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Brown, I hope you don't mind that I brought my uncle along on this call. But he wanted to see how I work, you see.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Brown. This is all new to me.
Likewise. Oh, my poor baby, Doctor.
Maybe I ought to wait outside. I feel like I'm intruding.
Don't be silly. The more the merrier.
Yeah. Now, about this baby, Mr. Brown, before I examine him, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Tell me, has the baby been sick much?
Oh, now and then. Nothing serious.
I see. Has he ever had rickets?
No, not since we sprayed him.
Yeah, well, that'll get rid of him all right, yeah. Miss Brown, you say the baby's been crying a lot this evening, huh?
Oh, yeah, bawling his head off for 3 solid hours.
Crying for 3 solid hours, huh?
Yeah. Maybe you better come in and take a look at the kid, Doctor. Right this way.
Yeah.
There he is, in the crib over there.
Mm-hmm. This is a little more serious than I thought. From here, it looks like the baby's got yellow jaundice.
Doctor, the baby's on the far side of the crib. You was looking at the teddy bear. I thought the baby was a little fuzzy there. That was good.
George, just look at that darling baby there.
Doctor, help my baby. You got to do something to stop his crying.
My, that's strange. You said the baby'd been crying. Look, it's laughing.
He is just hysterical, that's the trouble.
Yeah, that's what it must be, all right, because the little darling is sick as a dog. Otherwise, I wouldn't have called no doctor in. He's really in pain, I know that.
He's putting up a brave front, ain't he?
Yeah, you know, maybe you better start examining him, Doctor.
Oh, yes, I'll start examining his stomach and chest first.
Just look at that baby. Isn't it sweet?
Yeah, he's a cute baby, all right.
What a joy it must be to have a little baby like that.
Yeah, I guess it is. I bet his father's proud of him.
Andy, you was the father.
Oh, yeah. I was speaking in the second tense. Yeah, I'm proud of him.
George, what does the examination show there?
Well, it's lucky, Mr. Brown, that you called me in. This baby is really sick. Little does he know what pain he's in.
Yeah. He's miserable, all right.
Laughing convulsions is what he got, yeah.
Tell me this, Doctor. Has the baby got any fever?
Well, I'll find out right now. I'll put this thermometer under his tongue. Open your mouth there, baby. Come on there. We're a little wider there. Let me get this thermometer in there.
George, you might swallow it.
Oh, that's all right. I got another one at the office. Hold it now there. Do-de-o-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Well, that's been long enough. Let me see here. 98 6/10. And it's been in the shade, too.
Well, that's normal, George.
Well, it's normal if you was Fahrenheit, but I was thinking centipede. Oh, this baby ain't well at all.
What do you think we ought to do, Doctor?
Well, we'll just have to watch him. In the meantime, I'll give you a prescription to stop him from laughing. That's what I'll do.
Well, say, George, I just remembered I have an appointment, so I'm going to run along.
Oh, who cares, Uncle Charlie? Who cares? Maybe it's just because I think this case is contagious.
And George, before I forget it, there's one thing I want to see before I go away tomorrow. I want to drop up and have a look at your office.
My office? Well, you see, Uncle,
Anytime tomorrow will be all right with me. I'll have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Well, see you later, George. Goodbye, Mr. Brown.
So long.
Holy smokes, Andy. Where is I going to get a doctor's office? Why didn't you do that when Uncle Charlie was here, you blockhead?
Mrs. Ada Nelson, who lives in Rib Lake, Wisconsin, has written me an awfully nice letter. Dear John Lake, she says, everything you say about new Rinso with Solium is so absolutely true. From the first time I used new Rinso in the washer, I was delighted to see my towels and bed linens come out so fluffy and white. My husband's colored shirts and my own house dresses turn out brighter than I ever saw them. Well, that's right, Mrs. Nelson. A Rinso wash is whiter and brighter than brand new. New Rinso gives your wash a brightness no other soap can. Because only new Rinso contains the scientific sunlight ingredient, Solium. Even if clothes are dried indoors, Rinso with Solium puts sunshine in your wash. Next wash day, why don't you see for yourself? Use safe, soapy-rich Rinso suds with Solium.
Hi, Stonewall.
Yeah, how was the lawyer, Stonewall?
Come in, fella.
Stonewall, excuse us for calling on you here at your apartment. I heard you had a cold, but I got to see you. You see, hey, wait a minute. Why has you got that big revolver laying there on the bed?
Well, Kingfisher, this is Exhibit A in the case I was handling. The state, they claim that my client shot a man with this gun. But my defense is that this gun is so water-soaked that it couldn't possibly have been fired.
Yeah, well, how is you going to prove that the gun was so water-soaked that it couldn't fire?
By a dramatic demonstration. When I get in court, I'm going to pick up the gun like this, see? Then I point it at the ceiling, and then pull the trigger like this. Yeah, guess I got soaked this thing in the bathtub again.
Now, Stonewall, I is in a mess. Now, here's the story. You see,
excuse me, boy. Hello? Oh, how are you? What's that? Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're happy. Not at all. You're very welcome. Goodbye.
What was that?
That was the fellow upstairs. Said I just shot his mother-in-law.
A rich uncle of mine thinks I is a doctor. And unless I show him that I got a doctor's office, why, he ain't going to give me no money. I got to get a doctor's office.
Sure. Maybe I can help you. I got a friend that's a doctor, and he's out of the city. I got the key to his office because I forward his mail. Yeah. I'll give you the key, and you can tell your uncle that that's your office.
Yeah, where is it at?
Suite 515 in the medical building.
Suite 515 in the medical building.
Well, I guess that solves your problem, Kingfish.
Yeah, I'll paint my name on the door above the other doctor's name.
Well, there's just one thing, though, Kingfish. His office happens to be kind of swanky.
And if your uncle thinks that you is that successful, he's liable to think that you don't need his money.
Yeah, you was right. I know what I'll do. I'll tell my Uncle Charlie that even though I is a successful doctor, I is broke because of the high cost of expenses.
Yeah, well, that ought to do the trick.
Yeah, and to convince him, I'll bring Shorty as another great doctor that has done quit his practice on account of expenses. That'll fool my uncle.
Speaking of uncles, I got a client that was sent to Sing Sing for playing this game of Dr. Hankton with his rich uncle.
Dr. Hankton?
Yeah, my client soaked the thing in chloroform and dropped it over the old man's face.
Well, Uncle Charlie ought to be here any minute now. I told him to come right up to Suite 515. Now, I got to convince him that expenses is killing me. Oh, that must be him now. I'll get on the phone here. Come in. I'll be with you in just a second, Uncle. I was on the phone here.
Take your time, George.
Hello? Is this the medical pawn shop? This is Pediatrician Stevens. Yeah, I might have to close down my practice on account of expenses, so I'm going to sell all my equipment. What I got? Well, I got a pound and a half of radium. What's it worth? $2, huh? Yeah. Well, I got a lot of stuff here. Send your man over and get a price on the whole mess for me here. All right, goodbye.
George, am I hearing right? Do you intend to give up this beautiful office and your big practice?
Well, I've got it, Uncle. I ain't got no alternative. Running a doctor's office these days is so expensive that I was on the verge of bankruptcy.
Why, George, I had no idea anything like this was going on. You've been so cheerful ever since I've been here.
Well, I've been hiding my true feelings, just like Pagliacci. It's just been a case of laugh, pediatrician, laugh. All of my doctor friends have been forced to take on the sideline.
I don't understand.
Well, you take the great specialist on the floor right below me. Right now on his door it says, Dr. Cartwright, eye, ear, nose, throat, and fresh eggs. That's what it says.
Well, George, maybe the answer to your situation is to economize on your office expenses.
Oh, I've been economizing all right. Even been trying to save on x-ray film. I always wait till I get 3 or 4 sick patients, then I takes a group picture.
You know, George, it's almost unbelievable that a thing like this could happen to successful doctors.
Well, right now, in one of my offices here, there's a famous brain surgeon that's in there now brooding over his expenses. I'll get him out here. Oh, brain surgeon. Dr. Shorty, I'd like to have you meet my Uncle Charlie.
This is a great pleasure.
It's a pleasure to meet. I'm certainly glad to meet. It's a privilege to meet a man. I hardly know what to say. You can. Hello, Uncle.
You know, Uncle Charlie, Dr. Shorty here was a great brain specialist. I watched him operate. He had nerves of steel.
Is that so, Dr. Shorty?
Oh, yeah. When I first started my operating career, I was very nervous. But then I developed a terrific technique. When I stood by the operating table and looked down at the patient, I realized that my mind must be completely at ease. I mustn't have anything on my mind. Let nothing bother me for the next hour. I achieved complete relaxation.
Well, how did you manage that?
I took the anesthetic with the patient.
Dr. Shorty, did I understand that you were giving up your surgical practice?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I had to give it up because of the expense. I couldn't even afford to buy a catgut to sew up my patients.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, in my last brain operation, I was forced to stitch the patient's head with a violin string. And it sure has serious complications.
Well, what do you mean?
Now, every time the patient combs his hair, pizzicato.
Yes, Uncle Charlie, you now see his tragedy before you. Dr. Shorty, the great brain surgeon has been forced out of the profession he loves so dearly.
Yes, I was down and out. But at least I've managed to get a job that brings me close to my own work of operating on human heads.
And what is that, Doctor?
I crack open coconuts in the fruit market. So
Well, I guess in another few weeks, Uncle, I'll be a broke-down bum like he is. This suite here, 515, will just be a memory, dear old 515.
No, George, I'm going to help you right now. I'm going to take some of your financial worries off your shoulders.
You mean it, Uncle?
Yes, I'm going down to the bank right now and make arrangements.
good. Well, honey, this is a big day for us.
What you mean, George?
Oh, I done pulled a fast one on Uncle Charlie, and he has done come through with a lot of big money for us right away. Coming right through.
Oh, that's wonderful, George. He's really going to help us financially?
Oh, yeah, I fooled him with a... wait a minute, I'll get it. That must be Uncle Charlie now from the bank. Hello, Uncle Charlie.
Hello, George. Hello, Sapphire.
Come in.
Well, Uncle Charlie, dear, I guess you already took care of that little matter we was talking about.
Yes, I did, George. You won't have to worry about your finances for a long time. I made arrangements to help you to the tune of $5,000.
Oh, that's wonderful, Uncle Charlie.
Yes, I saw the superintendent of the medical building and paid the rent on Suite 515 for the next 5 years.
No! And the people who get in a peck of trouble or the people who just go out looking for it. That's what they do.
Yeah, and the people that everything turns out good for is the people that plan ahead.
That's right. The woman who gets a wash that's whiter than new and her washable colors even brighter than new is the woman who plans it that way. So she uses new Rinso with Solium. You get amazingly brilliant results. Those safe, soapy-rich Rinso suds put sunshine in your wash. Ask your dealer for new Rinso. Rinso with Solium.
Good night, folks.
See you next Tuesday.
Don't let them whisper about you.
Don't let them whisper B.O.
Escape embarrassment. Get the only soap especially made to stop B.O., the soap used in the homes of 40 million Americans. The mild, refreshing soap with an exclusive purifying ingredient, Lifebuoy Health Soap. Your daily Lifebuoy bath gives lasting all-over protection. Buy Lifebuoy right away.
There's a big color picture of the entire cast and a fine story about the Amos and Andy show in the current issue of Collier's. You'll enjoy it. Be with us next week at this same time. Good night.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
The Columbia Broadcasting System presents a new comedy.
My Friend Irma.
Starring Marie Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane with John Brown as Al.
Friendship, friendship, just a perfect friendship. When other friendships have been forgot, theirs will still be hot. My friend Irma.
You know, friendship is a thing that's been around all through the ages. Like measles. Measles you can get rid of, but not my friend Irma. Do you know something? I never want to get rid of Irma because I sincerely love that girl. So I'm going to continue to live with her through thick and thin, although at times it's trying. Now, take, for example, when I was trying to straighten out our finances and fix up a budget for us. Naturally, I had to ask Irma a few simple questions. So I said, Irma, honey, how much money did you save last January?
None.
Well, that's silly. You worked all month. How come?
I bought a fur-trimmed coat.
Well, how about February?
I was still paying for the coat.
In March?
I didn't pay for the coat in March.
April?
In April, I paid a lawyer for getting me out of trouble for not paying for the coat in March.
Now, honey, please be serious. We've got to work on a budget so that we won't be in the position we were in last year of having to use up all our savings in order to pay our taxes.
Jane, we won't have to pay taxes this year.
Why not?
Because my boyfriend Al says income taxes are fat and it's sure to blow over.
Al said that?
Yes, and that's why he's not going to pay any this year. Instead, he's going to use the money to buy himself a new suit.
Irma, I got news for you. If Al doesn't pay his taxes, the government will supply him with a new suit. With stripes.
Well, I hope there'll be pinstripes. Al looks so cute in them.
Well, honey, you forget Al. You know, there are other guys in this world besides Al.
Oh, I know, Jane, and one of the boys at the office sort of has an eye on me.
Really?
So I told him I like him, but my heart belongs to Al. But that didn't discourage him.
Why not?
He said he loved me for my mind.
Believe me, Al's got a better deal. Now, listen, Irma, my boss, Richard Rhinelander's coming over later to take me out, so let me get together the rent money to pay Mrs. O'Reilly, the landlady. Huh? Now, what have we got in our cookie jar?
3 graham crackers and 32 cents.
Oh, well, I guess it must be in the sugar bowl. Yeah, here it is, 10, 20, 30, and I'll take $10 from my purse and $10 from your purse, and that'll be an even $50 to pay the rent with. And that's all the money we have in the world.
Jane, why must we take all our money and give it to Mrs. O'Reilly?
Well, because she's our landlady and she happens to own the building.
Well, if she already owns the building, what does she need our money for?
She needs it for overhead.
Well, it's a good thing to need it for. Our ceiling's been leaking for months.
Well, any way you look at it, we have to give her the money. Now, look, honey, if she comes up and I happen to be busy dressing, you pay her the $50 and be sure to get a receipt. You think you can handle that?
Certainly, Jane. What do you think I am? Dumb?
Irma, I'm kind of sorry you asked me that.
Why?
I might have to answer it.
Ooh. Jane, do you hear someone knocking?
Yes, let's open the door. It might be someone we'd like to know.
Oh, no, we've got all the friends we need.
Oh, well, what's the use? Come in.
Hiya, chicken. Hello, Janie.
Oh, look, Jane, it's Al.
Yes, I know. The change purse in my pocketbook is quivering.
You know, Jane, it's lucky for you I'm not sensitive, or I wouldn't let you in on this big deal I got going.
Before you tell me about any new big deal, genius, what happened to the money we gave you to help finance that new washing machine invention?
Oh, that's going to be the biggest thing in the country. Do you realize it dries clothes, presses them, and sews buttons on shirts?
What about washing the shirts?
When we solve that, we got the whole problem licked.
Al, have you ever wondered why I keep picking on you?
No, Janie. But now that you brought it up, why do you?
Well, I sort of got a theory that everybody in this world should have some kind of steady employment. That seem strange to you?
Oh, I believe in it myself. That's why you are now looking at the manager of the next heavyweight champion of the world.
Who is he, Al?
Tiger McGurk. Girls, I'm telling you, the minute I laid eyes on the Tiger, I knew he was a champ. You see, I'm in this tavern over on 3rd Avenue, see? And I noticed the Tiger working there serving drinks. Well, suddenly there was a commotion because some no-good phony wouldn't pay for his beer. And the Tiger rushed in and threw the bum out on the sidewalk.
Gee, Al, did he hurt you?
Please, chicken. Now, girls, I can enter Tiger McGurk at the Elks Club in the preliminaries. And all I need is a little capital.
Goodbye, Al. Your story has touched me. But you won't.
Oh, look, Jane, honey, am I the type of a guy...
I don't know what you're going to say, but you're the type.
But why are we standing here gabbing? By an odd coincidence, I just happen to have the Tiger right outside. I'll have him in, and you can look him over yourself.
Oh, now, just a minute, Al. We don't want any prize fighters in here. This is not an annex of Stillman's gym.
Oh, he won't bother you. He'll just come in and walk around quietly on his heels.
Sure, Jane. Let him come in. You're making a mole out of a groundhog.
Okay, you will now meet the one and only Tiger McGurk. I'll just whistle.
If he answers that, his name ought to be Lassie McGurk.
You call me, boss. I run all the way up the steps.
Girls, this is the Tiger.
The Tiger? From the pouch on him, he looks more like a kangaroo.
I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Tiger.
Thanks, lady. Hey, boss, I'm hungry.
I told you mustn't eat before the fight.
Yeah, but 3 days before?
Jane, I think he's cute.
And I think we've seen enough. Al, will you please tell the Tiger to peddle his muscles elsewhere?
Oh, now, wait a minute, Jane. He's just getting started. Tiger, would you like to skip a little rope for the girl?
Okay, boss.
Oh, I'll take my nylons off the clothesline, Mr. Tiger, and you can use that.
No, Irma, no. Mr. McGurk, please. This is not the place to... No. You're shaking the whole building.
Get a load of that floor.
No, please. Mrs. O'Reilly, our landlady. Please. Mrs. O'Reilly, our landlady, lives downstairs. You'll crack her ceiling. Well, stop it.
Okay.
What in the name of heaven's going on up there?
Oh, dear. We're sorry we disturbed you, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Disturbed was it now? You realize the ceiling just came down, plaster and all on me poor husband.
Oh, dear. Was he hurt?
No, but it's the first time he's ever been plastered on the outside.
Well, we won't let it happen again, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Well, you'd better not. Now stop your moaning, dearie. I'll be digging you out in a minute. Girls, today's the first of the month. I'll be up from event later.
Oh, we've got it for you, Mrs. O'Reilly. Al, would you and Tiger McGurk please get lost?
Tiger, go down and run around the block a couple of times. I want to talk to the girls. Private.
Gotcha, boss. Well, so long, lady. See you later.
Good luck tonight, champ.
Bye.
Well, girls, what do you say? You want to back the Tiger and hop on the bandwagon?
No, I think we'll hitchhike and stay honest.
Okay, you had your chance. I withdraw my offer.
It's accepted. Irma, sweetie, I'm going to go down to the drugstore to buy some of that special perfume that Richard likes, you know. And now, if Mrs. O'Reilly comes up while I'm gone, here's the $50 rent money for her, and you be sure to get a receipt. You think you can handle it?
Certainly, Jane. Jane?
Yes?
Why don't we give Al the money for the Tiger? He looks like a sure thing to me.
Oh, honey, we just made out a budget which leaves no surplus for stray fighters that Al manages.
Yes, but Jane, what if he turns out to be another John L. Dempsey?
Irma, are you really dumb or are you just acting stupid?
I've got you over a barrel, haven't I?
Why did I ever leave Wyoming?
Wyoming? Isn't that silly? You know, Jane told me she was born in West Dakota. Al, honey, I'm awful sorry. I really did my best.
I know, chicken, but that's just me. Hard luck, Al. Here I got a chance to clean up on the Tiger, and I can't get a break.
Gee, Al, I wish there was something I could do.
Oh, you tried your best, kid. But you know, Irma, I don't really care about the money for myself. It's you I was thinking about.
Gee, Al, you're so sweet.
You see, I figured that if the Tiger could win a couple of fights, it might be possible for you and I to walk down that middle aisle.
Together?
If you want it that way. But, chicken, since we couldn't persuade Jane to give me the money, I can't enter the Tiger in the fight tonight. So I guess we'll have to postpone our marriage for about 10 years.
Gee, Al, I wish I had some extra money. You see, the only money I've got is this $50 rent money, but I've got to give it to that Mrs. O'Reilly. Oh, I'm so sorry, Al.
Don't let it bother you, kid. I understand. Hey, you know, Irma, that's just one of life's funny twists. Here you are giving $50 to a dame who's got a house and don't need the dough, and here $50 would solve all of our problems and make all our dreams come true.
Al, I have an idea. If I took the $50 Jane gave me and gave it to Mrs. O'Reilly and gave it to...
No, thanks, chicken. I couldn't take it. But keep talking.
Well, don't you see, Al? If the Tiger's such a cinch to win, you could return the money right after the fight. I'd pay our rent, and Jane won't have to know anything about it. Here, Al, honey, take the money.
No, kid. You might get in trouble with Jane.
Oh, she'll never know. Take it, Al.
Okay, Irma. Gee, you're wonderful. And believe me, you'll never lose by this.
Oh, I know, Al. I've got confidence in you. But just tell me one thing. Is the Tiger really a great fighter?
Chicken, why do you think Joe Louis took up golf?
And now it's the Sportsman's Quartet with Bud Gluskin and his orchestra and their own special arrangement of Nellie Bly.
Hi, Nellie, ho, ho, Nellie. Listen, lady love, to me, to me. I will play and sing for you the sweetest melody. Oh, Nellie, won't you listen while I sing to thee? Nellie Bly, bring the broom along. We'll sweep the kitchen clean, my dear, and have a little song. Oh, Nellie has a voice
like a turtle dove,
and when she sings so pretty like
my heart just drips with love.
Drip, 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 hi, hi, Nellie, ho, ho, Nellie. Listen, lady love, to me, to me. I will play and sing for you the sweetest melody. Oh, Nellie, won't you listen while I play for thee? Hi, hi, Nellie. Hi, ho, hi, hi, ho. Hi, hi, Nellie. Hi, ho, hi, hi, ho. Nellie Bly has a light in the corner of her eye. And though it makes me so sometimes, my mind to hear the hoot, Nellie. Hi, Nellie, ho, ho, Nellie. Listen, lady, love to me. I will always love you till the day I die. Oh, sweet, sweet Nellie, fly.
Me for you, kid.
Hi-ho, Nellie, hi-ho.
Having finished making out our budget and paying our rent, I felt pretty secure. Just to play safe, I said, Irma, honey, did you take care of the rent money?
Yes, Jane, I took care of it.
So, financially, I was sailing on a cloud. And romantically, I was higher than a cloud because tonight I was going to go out with my dream man, Richard Rhinelander. He was due in a few minutes, so I decided to fill up the time by doing a little daydreaming. Which appeals to me because it's the one thing that Irma can't complicate. Now I'm dreaming that I'm Mrs. Richard Rhinelander III, and we're honeymooning on the beautiful French Riviera. Soft lights, dreamy music. As we walk along under the stars, Richard takes me in his arms and says,
Jane, should I empty the garbage now?
That's Irma, jerking me back to reality. You know, I'm not even safe from that girl in a dream. Irma, what is it you want to know?
Well, should I empty the garbage now?
Irma, do you realize that I have just left the Riviera to talk to you?
The Riviera?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was wonderful. Wouldn't you like to take a trip around the world?
Oh, no, Jane. There's too many other places I'd like to see first.
Well, we started tidying up the apartment for Richard, and while I was busy sweeping the dust from under the rug where Irma had swept it, I noticed that Irma was vacuuming in the hall. I said, Irma, why are you vacuuming in the hall? And she said,
well, I've finished in the apartment and the dust bag isn't full yet.
You know, it's amazing that a vacuum cleaner, which in most people's hands is merely a household gadget, in Irma's hands becomes a deadly weapon.
Jane?
Yeah?
I've got everything fixed up real nice for Richard's arrival. I put candy in the candy bowl. I put cologne on the paper flowers so they'd smell nice. And I've done something especially for you.
You did? What?
I loosened the bulb in the lamp.
Why?
So that when you and Richard are sitting on the couch, all you have to do is nudge it with your elbow and the light will go out.
Oh, listen, honey. I appreciate what you're trying to do for Richard and me, but, sweetie, if you really want to do me a favor, please be careful what you say to him, huh?
I will.
You know, he'll be real proud that I managed to fix up a budget for us because Richard, even though he's a millionaire, he believes in things like a penny saved is a penny earned.
That's cute. I know one, too. Early to bed and early to rise makes me healthy, wealthy, and sleepy. Now, you give one to me.
Irma, I'm not playing games. I'm merely giving quotations that Richard and his father believe in. Business principles like, never put off until tomorrow what you can do today.
Well, that's where they're wrong. I always put off until tomorrow what should be done today.
You do?
Yeah, I make a lot of overtime that way.
Well, don't let Richard hear you say that, huh? He might not understand.
Oh, no. Excuse me. All right, Jane.
What's the matter with you, Irma? What are you so nervous about?
Oh, I'm not nervous. Just wish Al would telephone and tell me if the Tiger won.
Oh, who cares if he wins or loses? We didn't invest any money in him.
Well, I feel almost as if we had.
Oh, you wanted to, didn't you? But I wouldn't let you. Imagine, Al. Imagine him trying to line up a sucker to back that broken-down fighter. Isn't that silly?
Yes.
You needn't get hysterical. It's not the most attractive side of you, you know.
Gee, I'm as nervous as a cat about to have puppies.
Well, take it easy, honey. We haven't got a worry in the world.
Yeah, you haven't a worry in the world. Jane.
Yeah?
Even though there's nothing to worry about, promise me we'll always be friends.
Oh, honey. Sure we will. I may be stern with you at times, and I just hate myself for it, honest. But believe me, there's nothing that can ever break up our friendship.
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
Come in. Hello, Richard.
Oh, hello, Jane. Irma, nice seeing you.
Won't you sit down, Richard?
Oh, thank you, Jane. Well, now, what have you girls been doing with yourselves?
Oh, well, I've just finished putting Irma and me on a budget.
Splendid. Splendid. I think being on a budget is a smart economical move. I admire you, Jane, for having such a well-developed sense of financial responsibility. Few girls have.
Thank you, Richard.
Yes, Dad and I have often discussed financial discipline at our board meetings. We feel that paying one's bills, taxes, or otherwise can help to combat inflation.
Yes, indeed.
You know the new fiscal year of 1947 has a great potential in the direction of economic upheaval. Unless consumer goods stabilize the country, will have to be continued on page 19.
Irma, what is that?
I don't know. I never turned to page 19.
Well, it's getting late, isn't it? I think I'll get my hat, and then we'll be off, Richard.
Oh, fine, Jane. Well, Irma, you seem a bit preoccupied tonight.
Well, I'm worried about Al and Tiger McGurk. Al should have phoned by now.
Al?
Yes, you remember Al, my boyfriend? Well, he's managing a fighter, and there's a fight tonight, and, well, a lot depends on it.
Well, I must say that Al of yours is a very enterprising young man.
Oh, sure, last year he had a racehorse.
Is that so?
Yes, he even had an invention that went with the horse.
An invention?
Yes, it was an electric circuit with live wires that went under the horse's saddle to make him run faster.
Well, that's unusual.
Yes, but something went wrong. The horse won the race, but the jockey was electrocuted.
And now your Al has a prize fighter.
Yeah, and can you imagine, Richard, he tried to get Irma and me to back him, but I refused. I said that we'd made a budget and we'd stick to it. Well, come on, Richard. We don't want to be late for the movie. Irma, honey, why don't you come with us?
No, thanks, Jane. I have to wait here for Al so he can tell me how the tiger makes out.
Oh, forget the tiger. You act like you had money on him.
Yeah, don't I?
Come on, sweetie. Come on to the movie with Richard and myself. You'll like the picture. It's The Guilt of Janet Ames.
Thanks, Jane. I'll stay here with the guilt of Irma Peterson.
Goodbye, Irma.
Goodbye, honey. I'm sorry you're not coming with us. We'll see you later.
Oh, gee, I'm so nervous. I hope Al comes back before Mrs. O'Reilly comes for the rent. Well, that must be Al now. Come in, Al. Oh, it's you, Mrs. O'Reilly. Well, what can I do for you?
Well, Irma, I just finished reading my horoscope. Jupiter's in direct vertigo with Saturn. And Sagittarius is just in back of Capricorn, leaving Aries near Pluto.
Oh, what does all that mean?
The rent is due.
Oh, is it rent day already? Well, it seems only yesterday that we paid you for last month.
It was yesterday, dearie. You were 30 days late. And now if I can have me $50, I'll be going.
Well, now, don't be in such a hurry, Mrs. O'Reilly. Now, come in and we'll chat a little.
Well, I don't mind if I do, Irma. I've got a sort of a soft spot in my heart for you two girls.
Well, what's new, Mrs. O'Reilly?
Well, Mrs. O'Malley had twins last night, and her husband... Now, just a minute there. You're getting me off the subject.
Oh, I wouldn't think of doing that. Were they happy having twins?
Indeed not. They got too many mouths to feed as it is.
Oh, really, Mrs. O'Reilly? How many children do they have?
Oh, now let me see. There's Timothy, Patrick, Terence, and Dennis.
Care for some tea?
Yes, thank you. Robert, Thomas, Michael, and little Danny.
Sugar with the tea?
Yes, and a bit of lemon. And then there was little Joseph, Phoebe, Kevin, and Philip.
She has quite a large family.
And then there's the girls. There's Mary and Maggie and Kathy. Those are the twins. They were all born under the sign of Capricorn.
Oh, what's the sign of Capricorn mean?
Oh, that's the horn of plenty. Well, Irma, if you'll just give me the rent, I'll be on my way.
Well, Mrs. O'Reilly, there's something on my unconscious that I must get off. I gave the rent money to my boyfriend Al to bet on the tiger, a prize fighter.
Now, did you now?
So, could you please wait until after the fight for your money?
Oh, now, wait a minute. Why should I be waiting for me money when you've got a wallet chock full of money lying on the table there?
Wallet? Money? Oh, gee, gosh, Mr. Rhinelander must have forgotten it.
Well, now, isn't that convenient? Now, let me see. He has here, let's see, 10, 20... Oh, $150. Now, if you'll just allow me to take $50 out of the wallet, we'll call the rent settled.
Oh, stop, Mrs. O'Reilly. The money doesn't belong to me.
Oh, come now, dearie. You're merely letting me borrow the money until after the fight.
But that's stealing.
Well, not if you put it back. Now, don't worry. Just say to yourself, I'm not a criminal. I'm not a criminal.
I'm not a criminal. I'm not a criminal.
Fine. You just keep saying that. And thanks for the rent. Goodbye, dearie.
I'm not a criminal. I'm not a criminal. Oh, but I am a criminal because it wasn't my money. It was Richard's wallet. Gosh, I'm sorry I let Mrs. O'Reilly take the money. It wasn't honest. Gee, I'm a criminal. I'm a criminal.
Hi, Irma.
Jane, I'm not a criminal. I'm not a criminal.
Irma, what are you mumbling about?
Oh, nothing. Hello, Jane and Richard. What are you doing back here?
Well, Irma, the funniest thing happened. When I went up to the box office to pay for the tickets, I found I didn't have
any money.
How did you know?
Oh, Al always pulls that one on me.
Irma, darling, what Richard means is that he might have left his wallet here in the apartment. Did you happen to see it?
I'm not a criminal. I'm not a criminal.
No one's accusing you, honey. I just want to know if you saw the wallet.
Well, Jane, let's forget about it. If Irma didn't see it, maybe I didn't leave it here after all.
Well, all right. Irma, if you should run across it, hon, let me describe it to you. It was a brown pigskin wallet with the name Richard Rhinelander on it. RICHARD-RHI.
Oh, you don't have to spell in front of me. I'm old enough to understand things now.
Well, Irma, you didn't see it, did you?
Irma? Why don't you answer, Richard? Did you see it? Irma, this is ridiculous. Answer yes or no. And our friendship depends on it.
Yes.
Yes, what?
That's my answer. You just fill in the question.
Please, Jane, maybe...
Now, you let me handle this, Richard. Irma, did you see Richard's wallet?
Come in.
Hiya, folks. Hello there, chicken.
Oh, Al, how was the fight? Did the tiger win?
No, chicken. But you'd have been proud of him. He established a new world's record. 3.5 seconds of the first round.
You mean he was knocked out in 3.5 seconds?
No, he was back in the shower.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that.
You're sorry.
Getting back to our little discussion, Irma, I'd like to find out what happened.
Well, I'll be with you in a minute, Jane. I want to see Al in private first. Would you excuse me? Come on, Al.
What's up, chicken?
Al, promise me you'll write to me. And wait for me.
Well, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Well, Al, after I gave you the money, Richard left his wallet here, and I took $50 from it to replace the rent money that I gave you to bet on the tiger.
So?
So, Jane and Richard are back looking for his wallet, and I have it here, and I have to give it to him, and they'll find the money missing. Oh, Al, I'm a criminal. I'm a criminal.
Oh, honey, you're not a criminal.
No, I tried saying that. It doesn't work.
Look, honey, if that's all you're worrying about, forget it. Your Al will always take care of his little Irma. Here's the $50 to put back in the wallet, and here's 10 more for your share of the winnings.
But, Al, where did you get the money the tiger lost?
Well, what do you think? I bet him to win? I bet against the bum.
But, Al, how could you be so sure he'd lose?
Kid, a guy don't win who hasn't eaten for 3 days and runs around the block twice just before the fight and don't have no talent to start with.
Gee, Al, you're a genius. Mr. Rhinelander, did your wallet have a zipper on it?
Yeah.
Irma, if you're going to say leave your name and address, and if anything turns up, we'll write to you. I just don't know what I'll do.
No, I just want to know if Richard's wallet has a zipper on it.
Well, yes, it does.
Then this one must be yours. Here it is.
Oh, yes, that's mine, Irma, but...
Irma, why didn't you give it to him before?
Well, you didn't say anything about a zipper, and you have to be plenty careful these days.
Why, that's odd.
What's the matter, Richard?
Well, Jane, I had $150 in my wallet, and now I have $160. Where did that extra $10 bill come from?
Well, don't you get interest on all your loans?
So we left to go to the movie, the four of us. And all through the picture, I kept thinking, what is the connection between Richard's wallet and Irma? So, when we got home that night and were drinking our chocolate before going to bed, I said, Irma, what about Richard's wallet? And Irma said,
I'm not a criminal. I'm not a criminal.
Well, that's my friend Irma.
My Friend Irma was written and directed by Cy Howard. How would you like to sign up for security for a ticket to the kind of tomorrow you've always dreamed about? You can do that if you invest your money today in United States savings bonds. Money saved today in savings bonds will bring you a return of $4 for every $3 you invest when the bonds mature in 10 years. Buy United States savings bonds and enjoy the tomorrow you've been dreaming about. Remember, next week, instead of dialing your telephone to listen to your best friend, dial your radio to this same Columbia station, same time to listen to
My Friend Irma.
Starring Marie Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane, with John Brown as Al and George Neese as Richard Rhinelander. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
I'd rather have a Raleigh.
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 Because Raleigh is the only cigarette that gives you all three. The Raleigh Cigarette Program, starring Red Skelton with David Forrester and his orchestra, Gigi Pearson, Verna Felton, our singing star, Anita Ellis, Pat McGee, and our guest, Wonderful Smith, and yours truly, Rod O'Connor. It's a pleasure to bring you Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's popular comedian and the star of the Raleigh Cigarette Program, Red Skelton.
Thank you very much. Thank you and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Red.
Happy New Year to you, too.
And Happy New Year to you.
Well, Happy New Year to you. Well, we've kicked that around enough for this year.
Well, how'd you bring the New Year in?
I had nothing to do with it. I woke up this morning and there it was.
You know, well, during the last year, a lot of waters passed over the dam.
Yeah, in sunny California, too. A lot of people got soaked, you know.
Well, it was really an eventful 365 days, you know. The war ended. A lot of the boys came back from overseas.
Yeah.
Rationing was stopped.
Dick Tracy went on a diet.
Well, I wonder what the New Year has in store for us.
Butter, I hope.
Say, did you hear the Oklahoma St. Mary's game today, Red?
Yes, and it was really exciting. I was sitting in front of my radio, and I could just picture Bing Crosby and Ingrid Bergman sitting on the 50-yard line, ringing their bells for the home team.
Wasn't Hollywood Boulevard crowded?
Yeah, last night, you mean. Say, the old street was creeping.
Yeah, the New Year's festivities were really rollicking.
Yeah, you said it. People were climbing up those Christmas trees like monkeys. They had to give me a banana before I'd come down. 4 guys got arrested for jay-staggering last night. Oh, hey, there was one fellow walked into a place, and he says to the bartender, a Marine, he says, here, I got a present for you. He says, I got a present for you. A live lobster, here.
A live lobster?
the bartender says, well, thanks a lot. He says, I'll take it home to eat. The guy says, oh, don't do that. Take him to a movie. He's already eaten.
I'll say, Red, did you make any resolutions for
That's
1946?
a good joke. Too bad it wasn't in the script.
Did you make any resolutions for 1946?
Yeah, I got a couple I'll sell you. I won't be able to keep them. Well, Happy New Year to you, Anita.
Oh, the same to you, Red.
Hey, tell me, how did you see the New Year in?
Oh, I spent the evening with my mother.
Oh. No other girl can make that statement. That is still breathing.
But I enjoyed it, Red. We listened to the radio and really had a wonderful time.
Mm-hmm.
There was only one thing wrong.
Right.
Just as I got to bed about 12:30, some crazy fellow started pounding at my door. Why, I could have killed him.
Gee, that's awful.
What did you do?
I nearly got killed. Say, did you make any New Year's resolutions, Rod?
Oh, I certainly did. You know, I resolved to be more helpful to people.
Oh, well, you know, sort of a two-ton Mr. Anthony, huh? Well, look, I've got a problem. You are a happy little blimp at that. I can't find an apartment, Mr. O'Connor, and I'm sick of living in that tool chest with the built-in bird bath. Do you think you can find me something?
Well, I can't do anything about the housing shortage, Red.
No?
But when it comes to brand new cars, that's different.
Why?
You know, friends, the makers of Raleigh cigarettes are giving brand new cars away every day.
No kidding.
Yes, each and every day, someone wins a Chevrolet. That's 7 winners, 7 cars given away every week. You can win one just as easily as the winner I'll announce in a few seconds. This is all you have to do.
Complete this sentence in 25 words or less. We should all buy victory bonds because. Got it? We should all buy victory bonds because. Send your entries to Raleigh Cigarettes, Box 1200, Chicago, Illinois, together with 2 complete wrappers from 2 packs of Raleigh cigarettes.
Now, don't put it off. Write your prize-winning sentence and mail it tonight. Win yourself a brand new car, just as this winner of December 28th.
The winner of December the 28th was my cousin Joe. And will he be surprised? He didn't even send in an entry. No, I'm kidding. The real winner was Carl Bergstrom, Jr. of Superior, Wisconsin, and congratulations, Mr. Bergstrom.
More winners announced on this program tonight.
And remember, smokers, Raleighs are the only cigarettes that give you all 3. Throat protection, better taste, lasting freshness.
Thank you, gentlemen. And now it's time for Anita Ellis to answer a musical question. How deep is the ocean?
How much do I love you? I'll tell you no lie. How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky? How many times a day do think of you. How many roses are sprinkled with dew? How far would I travel just to be where you are? How far is the journey from here to star? And if I ever lost you, how much would I cry? How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky? The strength of my love for you
Thank you very much. The first story we read this year from our Skelton Scrapbook of Satire is entitled Bells and Resolution. Our characters are fictional. If you think there's any similarity to persons living, don't you believe it. Chapter 33 is entitled The Bells of Big Fork, Montana. Once upon a time, there lived a fearless cowboy named Deadeye, and every year he would ride into town to help with the New Year's celebration, a week in advance, to Flathead County.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh, come on, horse!
That horse spends every nickel he gets on them jute boxes. Think I'll go into Big Jim Brown's bar here. Howdy, folks. Hey, piano player. How about playing my favorite tune? No, not that one, the other one. That's it. Symphony. I love that. Oh, there's my gal, Margie the Clipper. It's been so long since I've seen a woman, I don't know whether you hug 'em before you say howdy or after.
Howdy, Deadeye.
I guess it's after. Happy New Year, gal. Gosh, you look sweet enough to kiss.
Yeah, and you look dumb enough to try it.
Yeah. Same old gal.
Yeah, and you're the same old Deadeye. You're still bow-legged.
Oh, I ain't so bow-legged.
Well, then put your knees together.
Well, look at that. 4 feet taller.
Well, what's new, Deadeye? What's this I heard about you having a pistol duel with a horse thief? Thought you were going to reform. I thought you resolved in 1945 to get a steady job and take home an honest man's living.
I did. You show me where the honest man hides it, and I'll take it home in 1946.
Did you fight this guy in honest duel?
Yeah, even let him shoot first. Then I stepped from behind the tree and plugged him. It was fair and square. I got a fair deal, and he got a square box.
So, are you going to bring in the new year with the honest, law-abiding citizens of this town?
Yeah, by the way, how many good law-abiding citizens are there in this town now?
I don't know.
Let's go to the cemetery and count them, huh?
Hey, any of you hombres want to make $1,000?
$1,000?
Sounds like somebody pretty desperate for a pound of butter, don't it?
4 days for New Year's Eve, and I'll pay $1,000 to anyone who rides to the top of McGregor Mountain and ring that bell in the old Mission Tower at midnight.
You got your man there, stranger. I'm the best cowboy in the West. Of course, I don't have a pretty English accent like Errol Flynn. But I am brave, you know.
You ring that bell, and $1,000 is yours.
Okay.
Deadeye, are you nuts? The Blackfoot Indians say that bell is bad enough to anyone who goes near it.
Yeah, that's why I'm hiring somebody that don't know about the so-called superstition of that bell and let him ring it.
Gosh, Deadeye, you think of everything, don't you?
Nope, just them pictures and Esquire. Who just came in over there?
Howdy, neighbors.
Howdy. Stranger around here?
Yep, I'm from Texas.
Panhandle?
Only when I can't find work.
Say, nice gear you're wearing there. Them boots, they genuine cowhide?
They sure is. I'll prove it. I'll rub them together.
Grade A, too, isn't it? Say, how would you like a job around here bringing in the new year? We need someone to ring a bell.
How much do you pay?
I'll pay what I feel like. What do you want?
I want you to feel good. Shall I say $20?
If you want to, go ahead. Say $20. I'm going to say 10.
Okay, it's a deal. That sounds like a better deal. Then if you don't pay me, you don't owe me so much.
Yeah. Well, shall we get going? The horses are outside.
Okay. I saw your horse. He looks just like that Lone Ranger's horse, Silver.
No, this is his brother, Stainless Steel. Well, we're off to ring the big bell. So long, gal.
So long, Deadeye.
Dada, where is this bell? We've been climbing for 3 days, and I'm mighty hungry. Why, I'm so skinny now I'm holding my pants up with my teeth, and it ain't easy.
How come?
No teeth.
Well, why don't you forget about food? Think about something else. Think about women.
I'd rather think about food.
Instead of women?
Yep.
Boy, I hope I never get that hungry. There it is, the big bell in the Robbins old mission there. Look how big that thing is. Kind of cold here. We still got 5 minutes before 1946.
Hey, Dada, what's that big black thing walking around the front door there? It looks like a bear.
A bear? Don't be silly. You're just so hungry you think you see food. That's a mirage.
It looks like a bear.
It's a mirage. Of course, some mirages are noisier than others. Look, you go over and make friends with that bear, and I'll go up and ring the bell.
Who, me?
That's who I'm looking at. Look, that bear is just as scared of you as you are of him.
I don't see no goose pimples on him.
Now, look, go on over there. If you were to go over there real fast, that bear would run.
Yeah, home and tell the other bears what he's found for dinner.
Look, I'll tell you what, he's getting pretty close to it. You go ring the bell, and I'll take care of the bear. That's funny. I'm going forward, but my feet are going backward. All right, bear, now, none of that stuff. Just come a little closer. Just come a little closer. Well, that was a little too close.
Did he get you?
No, but help me get my pants out of his teeth, will you? I'll fix him. This 45 will make him lay down and take notice. There now. There now. See, all right, I'll lay down, Bear, but give me my gun back.
You? Hey, Dada.
Yeah?
I'm up to the bell, and it's midnight.
And we're going to get that $1,000. Go ahead, ring it. Hot dog, we've got it.
Look out for the bell.
Now, look, Bear, I've had enough out of you. I'm going to open your mouth and break your jaws with my bare hands. Oh, well, I can always count that money with my toes.
Say, Red, let's start the new year off right for someone by giving them a swell prize.
Okay. Mrs. Lou Buttons, you win Van Johnson.
No, Red. No? We're going to announce another winner in Raleigh's Car Day contest. You know, friends, each and every day someone wins a brand new car. Every day, mind you. 7 cars each week. To date, 50 cars have already been given away by the makers of Raleigh cigarettes. And one of these might just as well be yours. They're new 1946 Chevrolets, and they're so easy to win. This is all you have to do.
Complete this sentence in 25 additional words or less. We should all buy victory bonds because. Send your entries to Raleigh Cigarettes, Box 1200, Chicago, Illinois, together with 2 complete wrappers from 2 packs of Raleigh cigarettes.
Enter again and again because winners are chosen from entries received each day. Yes, each day a new winner.
Entries are judged on uniqueness, originality, and most convincing statement. Judge's decision final. Duplicate prizes in case of ties. Entries become property of Raleigh Cigarettes. Contest limited to United States and members of the armed forces abroad.
Send in your prize-winning sentence tonight and win yourself a new car, just as this winner of December 29th.
A new Chevrolet goes to Dan Benson of Salt Lake City, Utah. Congratulations, Mr. Benson.
More winners announced tomorrow night in the Raleigh Room, starring Hildegard. Be sure to listen.
Thank you. And now back to Forever O'Toole. Chapter 35 of the Skelton Scrapbook. As we turn the page, we find a clipping from Believe It or Not. It says, David Forrester is the only musician in the world whose orchestra is composed of 32 relatives. Tonight, the old Forrester family will stagger through the Camptown races. Thank you. You have a few relatives in the audience, too, tonight, I see. Chapter 36 in the scrapbook is entitled Resolutions. Starting the new year right is a feat for some people, but wrong or right, Junior shows Granny that he is still the mean widow kid. In the bathtub, singing in the bathtub. I'm singing in the shower.
Junior! Where are you? Where are you?
I'm in here taking a shower. Rubbing me little toe.
That's a good boy.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
And the same to you, Grandma. Come in.
Oh, no, dear. Granny will stay out here while you're taking your shower.
No, come on. It's all right. Come on in. I got me clothes on.
What? Junior. Oh, dear, and I thought 1946 would be different.
In the shower.
Look at you. You're soaking wet.
I am messing her.
When you take a shower, you're supposed to take your clothes off.
Now she tells me.
Did you wash your face good?
Yes, I did.
What's all that dirt behind your ear?
That's where I wash it to.
Junior, do you know what day this is?
Certainly I does. I wasn't born yesterday, you know.
Well, what day is it?
Well, let's see. 30 days has September, and Uncle George for driving while he was...
Junior! I asked you what day this is.
Does you know?
Certainly.
Then why should we both waste each other's time discussing something we both know? Boy, women are so exasperating sometimes.
Junior.
Exasperating.
Junior.
I'd like to look that word up someday.
Yes. This is the first day of the new year.
Yes. And it should be full of new possibilities, you know.
I hope that you've made a resolution to do bigger and better things this
Yes,
year.
I had. Yes, I had. If my resolutions work out like I had them planned, this year the fire department should be pretty busy.
What do you mean?
You'll hear about it later. I had been reading up on the atomic bomb. Not only will you hear about it, the whole town will hear about it. Part of me here, part of me there, part of me there. That will be Junior all over there.
Junior, you're only kidding.
You just keep laughing, kiddo, that's all.
Do you realize what New Year's Day means?
Yes, I does. It means that Grandpa won't be able to get out of bed for 2 days, don't it?
That's enough.
Now, don't you hit me.
Now, if you'll hurry and change your clothes, we'll go say Happy New Year to Jim the Harkin.
Oh, Jim. It's good crowded today, ain't it, Ronnie?
Now, hold on to my hand.
I will not do this. I will not. I is a big boy now. I is a year older
All
now.
right, well then, darling, why don't you make a new resolution in 1946 to help other people?
Oh.
Won't you take poor old Grandma's hand and help Grandma across the street?
Okay, I will do this. Here. Now, hold tight, Grandma. Don't get hurt, you know.
Well, now that I have a good hold on your mitten, Junior, I might as well tell you that I was just using child psychology on you.
Oh, really? Well, now that you got a good hold on me mitten, Grandma, I may as well tell you that me hand ain't in it. He's got a nice house here, isn't he?
Oh, I hope Jim's home.
No, Jim? Who's this Jim you talk about? Or...
This gentleman is a very dear friend of mine, Junior.
Oh.
If I'd met him before I'd married your grandfather, well, sometimes I wonder.
No, now that's not right. Because if you hadn't married Grandpa, then you would never met Mummy. And if without Mummy, you wouldn't have me.
All right, so I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Well, Happy New Year, Vernon.
Look at that old
My, you look younger every day.
Yeah, you know, Benjamin Franklin used to tell her the same thing, you know.
Werner, you don't look a day over 40. No, I'm wrong. You don't look a day over 35.
How wrong can you be around here?
Oh, I'm sorry. Happy New Year to you.
Ah, shut up.
Junior.
Won't you come in? My Junior, you must be a lot of good company for your grandmother.
Trusting old soul, ain't you? You've got a nice house here, you know.
Thank you. Werner, remember the first New Year's we met?
Yes, you gave me a lift on a bicycle.
A bicycle built for two, I hope.
Well, no.
Well, let's not get sickening about it.
Junior. Jim, you must come over to dinner sometime.
Oh, thank you.
Does you like turkey, Jim?
Yes,
Well, bring one over. We cook it.
Junior!
By the way, where is your husband?
He's home sleeping it off.
Junior, at times I can't figure you out.
Well, stick around, kiddo. You will. Get over there. Oh, look, you got a kitty cat.
No, don't get rough with the kitty.
Look at him.
Don't get rough with him. He might scratch you and get blood poisoning.
Yes, he... Boy, they sure does love me, don't they, huh? Boy, ain't you a dandy cat. Look how fuzzy you is, boy. I'm going to take you home with me, boy. Here, come up and look. Yes. Boy, he's fast. Where'd he go? He jumped right out of my arm. There. Oh, there he is up on that shelf. I will climb up there and get him. Come on, cat. Clumsy cat. It was the cat's fault he had on his overshoes.
Good heavens! What happened in here?
Junior, what on earth are you doing?
There won't be no inflation now because everything's come down.
Junior, for that you have to be punished.
I know. I was bad, so you go ahead and spank me. Go ahead. Run your beautiful hands, but spank me.
I don't have beautiful hands.
Yes, you do. They're so soft, so smooth, so Jergens-like, you know. But go ahead.
Well, run along.
He's really got these fan hands, but I got my spinal column to worry about. Now, where'd that cat go? Oh, there's a big box with a lid on it. I'll put him in there, then I know where he is when I'm ready to take him home. Come on. Where'd he go? There he is. Now, come on. Now I got you. In the box you go. Here, go my nose. Stop. Hey, Grandma. Let me out of this box, will you?
Every Tuesday night at the same time. Red Skelton, David Forrester and his orchestra, Anita Ellis, Verna Felton, Gigi Pearson, Pat McGee, and yours truly, Rod O'Connor. Until next Tuesday, then.
This is Red Skelton saying goodbye now. Thanks for listening. And remember the boys still overseas. Right.
And remember, listen to Hildegard tomorrow night, and the People Are Funny with Art Linkletter Friday night over most of these stations. Red Skelton is heard in this program through the courtesy of Metro Golden Bear.
Sir Walter Raleigh. That's the tobacco that leaves your pipe as clean as a whistle. It's carefully blended from rich, ripe burleys and mellowed with just a touch of rum to enhance the natural, full-bodied flavor. Get Sir Walter Raleigh, the quality pipe tobacco of America.
Red Skelton is brought to you by the Brown and Williamson Tobacco Corporation.
Pabst Blue Ribbon, finest beers served anywhere, proudly presents The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix as Riley. Babs Riley is a freshman at UCLA, and this is a source of never-ending pride and pleasure to Riley Sr. However, every now and then he is dubious about the advantages of higher education. Such as the other day when Babs said,
But, Daddy, I asked Mother for $10 and she says she hasn't got it.
She hasn't got it. I just gave her my pay a couple of days ago.
She says she hasn't anything left.
Oh, is that what she says? Well, you tell her from me.
Tell me what?
Never mind. Here's the 10. You ain't going to trap me that way.
Oh, thanks, Daddy. You're a doll.
Yeah, just remember, when you meet some millionaire's son at college and you marry him, don't forget the sacrifices your poor old father made.
Oh, Daddy, you're always harping on me marrying a millionaire. I may fall in love with a poor man.
Never mind. A popular girl like you who can pick and choose, you can see to it that you fall in love with a rich one instead of a poor one. Don't make the same mistake I did.
What was that?
That was one mistake I never regretted.
Oh, Daddy, you're a scream. Well, I'll see you later.
Okay, honey. Peg, where's my paper?
Riley, must you read the paper all evening?
Well, what else is there to do?
Well, you might talk to me for a change.
What about?
Well, can't you think of anything to say to me?
Oh, sure, plenty. After all, you're my wife. There's plenty to talk about. Now, let's see, we can, Where's my paper?
You're impossible. Every night you just want to lie there on that couch with your nose in that paper until you fall asleep.
Yeah, well, consider yourself lucky. Other husbands run around till all hours of the night.
And other husbands take their wives out once in a while. You haven't taken me to a nightclub once since we've been married.
I did so. What about the time I took you to that Chez Paris?
That was on our honeymoon. This is 18 years later.
Well, we're too old for nightclubs anyway.
That's what you said on our honeymoon.
Oh, hey, get your age. After all, you're 40 already.
I'm 36.
38?
That's better. There's nothing wrong in wanting to go out for a good time once in a blue moon.
Well, what do you want me to do? Borrow the jalopy from the kid next door, take you joyriding or something?
Well, what's wrong with that?
Oh, don't make me laugh. I can't picture you necking in a car up on Mulholland Drive.
Well, I can.
Yeah? How am I doing?
You're not there.
Oh, what were you trying to kid? I'll see you later, Peg. I'm going next door to Gillis's.
Was that Daddy who just went out?
Yes.
Oh, good. I have a very important call to make.
You know, you're acting very mysterious, Babs. What do you need that $10 for?
Well, I didn't want to tell you in front of Daddy. He'd blow his top. It's Sadie Hawkins' Day at school next Saturday.
Well, what on earth is that?
Don't you read Little Abner? Huh? On Sadie Hawkins' Day, the girls chase the fellas. There's a gang of us in our sorority, and we're all going to phone fellas and date them up, and the girls pay for everything. You don't mind, do you, Mother?
Oh, no. Who am I to talk? When your father and I were engaged, every Saturday was Sadie Hawkins' Day.
Yes, Sir Gillis, she's one girl in a million.
Riley, it's your move.
She's beautiful and popular, and the boys are just falling all over each other to date her up.
Look, Riley, did you come over here to play checkers or tell me how wonderful your children are? Now move or I'll phone up Muley to come over. He's a bachelor. He never boasts about his kids. Come on,
move. Okay, I'll move.
Well, jump me.
And you know, she's a girl with chances. She ain't gonna marry the first jerk that comes along, like our wives did.
Oh, for crying out loud, I give up.
That's why I'm sending her to college, where she can meet the cream de la cream. And one of these days, she'll wind up hitched to one of them Pasadena socialists.
Riley, if you don't move...
And then I'll be on Easy Street. I'll be living. And I won't forget my old pals. I'll take care of you, Gillis. You'll have a job for life. Can you drive a Cadillac?
I had enough of this. I'm calling Muley. 20 minutes. The guy ain't moved the check.
Now, Gillis, wait a minute.
Your wonderful daughter's using the phone. Why I ever get you on my party line? I never listen to such dull conversation and all.
Hey, hang up that phone, Gillis. Now, cut that out now. You
ought to hear what your wonderful, popular daughter is doing.
I don't want to hear. I ain't the kind of a heel that eavesdrops on his own kids. I can trust Babs. What's she saying?
She's asking a fella for a date.
What do you mean?
I'd like to take you out Saturday.
I don't believe
I thought
it.
I'd take you to the opera.
That's why she wanted $10.
Oh, please come. Please.
No, hang up. It ain't right to listen.
But it's so entertaining.
All right, then let me listen.
Here.
Oh, he's turning her down. Oh, I heard enough. I don't understand. Why should Babs ask a fella for a date? Practically begging him. A girl who's so popular, so lovely, so charming, so intelligent. Why, Gillis?
I'll tell you why. Because your popular, lovely, charming, intelligent daughter ain't popular, ain't lovely, ain't charming, and ain't intelligent. She's just desperate.
Oh, Gillis, this is awful. I didn't realize it. Don't tell Peg.
Of course not. But it's time you face the facts right. Babs is a nice, plain girl, and that's all. She ain't no bargain.
Oh, the poor kid. She must be miserable. A girl's got to have dates.
Hey, you know, they got these here escort bureaus.
Escort bureaus? What are you talking about?
Oh, just an idea.
Yeah, well, keep your ideas to yourself. What do you take me for? I don't hire no boyfriends for my kid. Before I do that, I'll see her a miserable, lonely old maid. That's the kind of a father I am.
Richard doesn't want to go with you?
Oh, he wants to, all right, but he can't. He broke a bone in his ankle at football practice, and he has to keep off of it. And I was just dying to go to the opera.
Well, can't you ask some other boy?
Oh, there are dozens I could ask, but if I can't go with Richard, I'd rather stay home.
Well, cheer up, dear. There'll be other operas. Well, I better see about getting supper started.
Babsy.
In here, Daddy.
Oh, well, hello, Babsy. What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. It's just that I thought I had a date for Saturday to go to the opera, and this boy, well,
Oh, well, what do you care about boys? You go yourself, honey.
Daddy, a girl can't go to the opera without an escort.
No, I suppose you got to have an escort or an escort. Babs, tell me something. Would you like to be a lonely, miserable old maid?
Well, of course not. Anything's better than that.
That's all I wanted to hear. My head is made up. This here is the house. Now, you're sure everything will be okay? I mean, you'll act like a perfect gent.
Oh, you don't have to worry, Mr. Riley. I'd get fired if I didn't.
Well, I got to be sure. This is the first time I ever been to an escort bureau. You been in this line of work long?
Oh, no. Only a couple of months. I need the extra dough to get through college.
Oh, you're a college man. Well, I feel a little better about the whole thing. You can trust college boys. Well, here's the opera tickets and the money. Oh, and don't forget to call a taxi.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just one more thing. I don't want Babs to know that I got an escort for her. Huh?
You mean she doesn't know?
Well, no. So I figured that, you pretend to be a cousin of mine from Chicago, and you just dropped in to say hello, and you happen to have a couple of tickets for the opera, and, well, you know what to say. Huh?
Oh, I don't know. I don't like to misrepresent.
Look, you better do it my way. Remember, I rented you for the evening, and you take orders. Yes, sir. Now, I'll go in first and sort of prepare them, and then when I come out, you go in.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hey, Babs.
Oh, Riley, where've you been, dear? Your supper's cold.
Well, that's all right. I ain't staying for supper. I'm going right out again.
Where?
Well, I got to work overtime. Something came up.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, just the night that my cousin said he'd drop in, too. Right?
Your cousin?
What cousin, Daddy?
From Chicago. Didn't I tell you? He phoned me at the plant. He said he'd drop in tonight, so you entertain him, huh, Babs?
Me? Why me?
Look, it ain't every day that a cousin of mine comes all the way from Milwaukee.
Milwaukee? Thought you said he came from Chicago.
Chicago and Milwaukee. So you be nice to him, huh, Babs?
How come you never mentioned you had a cousin?
Because it slipped my mind. All these years he's been way out there in St. Louis.
St. Louis? First he's from Chicago, then it's Milwaukee, now it's St. Louis.
Look, Peg, my cousin, the traveling salesman, will be here tonight. And And I'm asking Babs as a favor to entertain him. Is that so much to ask?
All right.
Hey, I gotta go now. So goodbye.
But Riley...
Oh, Mother, do I have to stay and entertain this character? You know Daddy's relatives. And I promised Richard I'd drop in and see him tonight.
Well, all right. You run along, Babsy. I'll stay in.
Oh, thanks, Mother. You're a dear. Good night.
Oh, better go out the back way so you won't bump into your father.
Oh, okay. Hope you're not too bored with Daddy's cousin. I won't be late.
All right, dear. Oh, hope that cousin doesn't show up. Oh, just my luck. Yes?
Good evening. I'm George Harris.
Yes?
I'm, Mr. Riley's cousin.
Oh. Well, I didn't expect such a... Well, come in.
Thank you.
Sit down. Riley told me you were coming, but he isn't here. He had to work tonight. He said he's just heartbroken.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Oh, I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Peg Riley.
Peg? I thought you were Babs.
Babs? Oh, come now, Mr. Harris. Really?
Yeah, but your father said...
My father?
Riley.
You think Riley's my... Oh, really, Mr. Harris, I don't look that young. Why, I'm almost 35.
I'm a little confused.
Well, it really doesn't matter. Please sit down.
Yeah, well, I can't stay. I just dropped in to say hello. I have a couple of tickets for the opera, and I thought Babs, you might like to come along.
The opera?
Yeah, Aida.
Oh, I always wanted to see Aida.
Well, let's go.
Well, I don't know. Well, why not? Riley's working, and you are his cousin. If you wait just a moment while I change, I'll be right with you.
You see him, Gillis? Do you see him? How does Babs look?
I can't see it. It's too dark.
Well, get away. Let me see.
Too late. They just got in the cab. It's not... Okay, they're off.
Oh, boy, what a relief. I thought it would never come off. Boy, this calls for a celebration. Come on over to the house. We'll spill a bottle of Pabst.
Okay by me.
Boy, I'm sure glad this is over. You know, you gotta hand it to me, Gillis. My strategy was perfect. I handled the whole thing like a general. Just like they do in the Army. I had every move worked out.
Oh, Daddy.
Oh, hiya, Babs. Just like in the Army. Halt! Who goes there?
Why, it's me, Babs.
How did you get out of the taxi?
What taxi? I was waiting for the bus. And I remembered I forgot something, so I came back.
Then who got into the taxi with my cousin?
Oh, your cousin. Oh, now, Daddy, don't get peeved, but I had to go somewhere tonight, so I didn't stay to meet your cousin.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You didn't stay to... Then it wasn't you who got... And if it wasn't you, it must have been some other woman. And the only other woman it could have... What a revolting development this is!
Riley, quit pacing up and down like that. You're getting on my nerves. Relax, will you?
Relax? How can I relax? Do you realize that my wife is out?
Oh, what's so terrible? You're in no trouble. Let's be logical about this. Let's look at the facts. You ain't taken your wife out for a good time for years, right?
Right.
All of a sudden, out of a clear blue sky, she gets a chance to go to the opera, right?
Right.
And in spite of the fact that the man she's gone with is young and handsome and very romantic, and you're in big trouble.
What do you mean I'm in big trouble?
I'm only joking. After all, you trust Peg.
Well, of course I trust her. Peg ain't interested in other men. After all, we've been married 18 years. And in all that time, the only man she's ever looked at was me. So why should... I'm in big trouble.
Stop worrying, Riley. She'll be home in a little while.
That's silly to worry.
And she'll tell you everything that happened.
Why, sure.
She'll tell you it was all perfectly innocent.
Of course.
And harmless.
Sure.
And if you believe it, you're a bigger dope than I thought. Jealous.
for a lovely evening. I really enjoyed that opera.
So did I. Good night.
Now, remember you promised to come over for dinner this week.
Yeah, sure. Good night.
Good night.
Mother?
Oh, Babsy. What are you doing here on the porch?
Just got home. I've been waiting for you.
Oh, Babs had a wonderful time. Your father's cousin took me...
I know.
You do? He's a very charming young man.
Mother, I've got something to tell you. He wasn't Daddy's cousin.
What?
I'm absolutely furious with Daddy. Wait till I tell you what he did.
1 o'clock. Why ain't they here? Where can they be? Peg, is that you at the back door? Oh, I thought you'd never get here. I've been pacing up and down. I'm dead on my feet.
Then you'd better lie down, believe me.
Oh, it's you?
Yes, it is I indeed. Digby Odell, the friendly undertaker. I saw a light in your kitchen.
Oh, come in, Digger. I need cheering up.
I'm your boy. I just had a most amusing evening at the UEPSDS.
UEPSDS?
The Undertakers, Embalmers, and Pallbearers Square Dance Society. We meet once a week. I do the calling. Oh, grab the body, swing it around, lift it to your shoulder, drop it to the ground. Oh, we had a gay evening.
Well, I didn't. I got trouble, Digger, on account of my Babs.
Ah, yes, children can be a problem. Yesterday, a gang of hoodlums pilfered a sign from a restaurant and hung it on the door of my business establishment. Ooh, I was furious.
Why? What did the sign say?
Try us once, and you'll never go any place else.
Well, this wasn't anything that Babs did. You see, I went to an escort bureau and hired a young fella to take her out.
Oh, you didn't have to do that. I could have dug one up for you.
Well, it's too late now. Anyway, there was a mix-up, and Peg went out with the escort. A very handsome fella.
Oh, so that's it.
Yeah.
Well, come, man. Surely you trust your wife. I'm sure you're worrying needlessly.
Oh, I can't help it, Digger. That's my nature. I'll probably worry myself into an early grave.
Well, I'll be seeing you. Cheerio. I'd better be shoveling off.
An escort? Yes, Mother. Oh, I feel like such a fool. That father of yours. Ow! No, I won't. I've got a better way to handle him. Once and for all, I'm going to teach him a lesson he'll never forget.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'll make up a story that'll make his hair stand on end. When we get in the house, now you just leave me alone with your father. Oh, hello, Riley.
Peg, I thought you'd never come. Oh, Babs, you're here, too.
Oh, I'm tired. Good night.
Good night, Babs. Good night, Babs. Peg, did Babs tell you anything?
Tell me what?
Oh, nothing.
Is there something I ought to know?
Oh, no. Where were you this evening?
Oh, out.
Out where?
Oh, around.
Around where?
Oh, just around. Well, good night, dear.
Now, wait a minute, Peg. You can't fool me. I know you went to the opera tonight with my cousin.
With who?
My cousin, Mr. Harris.
Oh, you mean Georgie.
George!
Georgie Forzy.
Now, it's no use denying it. I know you went.
Well, who's denying it? Oh, I had a wonderful time. I'm so glad I was here when your cousin dropped in. Why didn't you tell me you had such a charming cousin?
He ain't charming.
Isn't he? Well, good night.
Now, you wait a minute. You ain't acting yourself tonight. Something happened.
Well, what could have happened?
I'm asking you.
Oh, what's the use? I can't fool you.
Uh-huh. I knew it. Something did happen.
Yes. And I may as well tell you the real truth. Riley...
No, don't tell me. I don't want to hear it.
Well, perhaps you're right.
No, tell me.
Well, we went to the opera. Oh, it was wonderful. We saw Aida. Oh, it was thrilling. The things that happened to poor Aida.
Never mind Aida. What happened to you?
Well, after the opera, we took a taxi home and went by way of Hollywood.
Yeah, keep going.
We decided to take a little drive up in the hills north of Sunset.
Yeah, keep going.
And when we got to Mulholland Drive...
You kept going?
We ran out of gas.
Oh, no.
Wasn't that a pity?
Well, go on.
Well, there we were, stranded on Mulholland Drive. Georgie and I.
I'm the taxi driver.
Oh, no. He had to walk down to Hollywood to get gas. He was gone hours.
And you were left alone.
And there was this beautiful moon and the smell of the jasmine. And we just sat there, the two of us, drinking it all in.
You were drinking?
No. We just sat there. And then...
Yeah?
Oh, I'll tell you in the morning.
No, now.
Well...
He kissed you?
I didn't say that.
Then he didn't kiss you.
I didn't say he didn't.
Oh, Peg, I gotta know what happened. Something happened.
Nothing happened.
I don't believe you.
All right, then, something happened.
I don't believe you. Tell me nothing happened.
All right, nothing happened.
I don't believe you. I gotta know the truth. Ever since we were married, we've been honest with each other. I'll tell you the truth if you'll tell me. I'll tell you everything. This fellow wasn't my cousin.
He wasn't?
No, he was from an escort bureau. I hired him for beds. Now, I told you the truth. You tell me. You promised. What happened?
Nothing happened.
I don't believe you. Something happened. I know it. I know something happened.
All right, then, something happened.
I don't believe you.
Then you'll never know for sure.
But I gotta know. I won't be able to sleep. I'll go crazy. I gotta know. Tell me once more. I promise I'll believe you.
Nothing happened.
I don't believe you. I can't stand it. I'm going crazy. Tell me this.
Peg.
Oh, hello, dear. What's that?
Oh, it's just some chocolates.
For me?
Yeah?
Oh, thanks, darling. Oh, my, you're spoiling me.
Well.
You gave me a compact at breakfast, and you sent me flowers at lunch, and now chocolate.
Well, it's just my way of showing you that, that I love you and I trust you. And I've got faith in you, Peg. Now, tell me what happened.
Nothing happened.
I don't believe you.
All right, then, something happened.
I don't believe you. Tell me. I gotta know. I can't stand it. Tell me what happened. I'm going crazy.
Pabst Blue Ribbon invites you to join us again next week to hear The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix as Riley. Tonight's script is by Reuben Shipp and Alan Liskett. Direction by Mitch Lindemann. Mrs. Riley is Paula Winslow, Digger Odell is John Brown, Babs is Barbara Eiler, and George is Eddie Firestone. Consult your local paper for the correct time for The Life of Riley show on television over NBC every week. Produced by Irving Brecker by arrangement with Universal International Pictures. The Life of Riley is brought to you by the Pabst Brewing Company of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Newark, New Jersey, and Peoria, Illinois, and sent your way with the best wishes of Pabst Blue Ribbon dealers from coast to coast. Jimmy Wallington, Street.